Good evening, everybody. I'm Jimbo.
I'm Kemper.
We are the stand. The, the second time today, we are
Yeah.
live. We had a little guest earlier, no pun intended.
Factual, actual.
Yeah, that's so. In case you missed it, Ernie Shell was live on the stand, and we uh, tried to get as many answers to as many questions as you guys had. Some of the questions we had um, about things going forward in the future, and I think we covered quite a bit of ground. Honestly, do you know how long that lasted, Matt? That was 3 hours.
No, I want to say it was like, about 2.5, 3 hours, something like that.
So, well, yeah. See, what we went at 4, right? We
Yeah.
started at 4, and then he said he had to go
He
at
had to go at 7. It
7.
was like 7:11. So,
Yeah, so yeah, a little over 3 hours. So good. Got 3 hours worth of content. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. There's a bunch of questions that are delivered. Some are answered. Some cannot remember. Can't remember. Don't remember that.
it's very revealing, though. It really is.
It is. It is. And some people have asked me why I wasn't more aggressive. I guess, and I didn't really feel like there was a need to be. Like just let him say what he's saying, and you'll ask the questions, and just like just like in any interrogation or interview or anything, like it's up to you to decide whether you believe somebody or not. Now, I really believe it would have been quite easy if we'd wanted to, I don't know, prod and get a fight started. Like screaming match.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have lasted long if we would have did that.
No, but we asked the questions, and there was some revelations made. Let's say that. Um, lots of opportunity, and I actually even asked him to uh, some responsibility and own up to some of the things he's done, and then he just kept refusing.
Yeah.
If I've done something, then I'll apologize. If I offended you, if I hurt your feelings, if I'm in the wrong, then I'll say this. If I'm in the wrong, then I'll say that. But and really, like if you're a person in the public eye, and you have a, I don't know, an outlet to people from your platform, then you have to be the most responsible one in the room, right?
Yep.
Um, Otherwise, it just becomes a big old Jerry Springer, or what was that guy before Jerry Springer, the talk show host that used to cuss at people? That was it, Morton Downey Jr. Remember him?
Um, no, I don't, actually.
He was notorious, like he smoked.
I might not be that old.
This dude. Old as I am.
Yeah.
But
Point for
you know,
Kemper.
yeah, right. Kemper, our ages will exactly match on Saturday.
Yep.
So, but anyway, thank you, Jamie Lynn. Love those hearts. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Today it was definitely a view. I mean, I did notice a few things, like whenever he would say, well, if I did something, then I'll apologize. And then when he's confronted with something he did, he couldn't remember or it didn't happen.
Yeah. Remember last night when we specifically asked you guys to give me the timestamp and the video of when he actually went after the girl and told her to plug her baby's mouth up with a pacifier or whatever?
Yeah.
And we got it. And, and well, I asked him about it specifically. I don't remember that. Anything that was a negative light on him, he didn't remember. Yeah. And now we did hold him to the fire on a few things because I brought some receipts. You know, we like those receipts here at the stand, right, Matt?
Yep. Oh yeah.
We like these receipts. These are fickle documents that we have. He was deflecting and changing the subject. You're right, Tracy. A lot of that was going on. Deflection is, and I've seen that more and more from him, is a real tactic. I hate to say that because I know that's the word that he uses all the time, but it really is. Deflection is one of the main things that they use to, deflect.
Yeah.
So we brought those receipts, and like his arrest in New York. He about the hypodermic needle. What did he say about that, Matt?
I can't remember, to be honest with you, dude.
I think he actually didn't answer that. Like, we asked him, and then somebody asked him.
Well, there was a couple of things he wouldn't answer. He tried to slide by. There was one was him trying to get around him trying to ruin your character.
Oh yeah. And I asked him specifically, like Tina last night talking about the OxyContin and stuff like that. Like, why did she say that? Why are you allowing her to say that stuff, man? Like, if I'm not that dude, why are you letting her say that?
She said that? I didn't hear that.
I didn't hear that.
I guess if he don't hear it, it didn't happen, right?
Yeah. I asked him, all these times you threatening me with arrest, what's the deal with that, man? I haven't done anything. Haven't broken the law.
I guess he said that there was no needle and it was used for paint or something.
He said there was no needle, so the hypodermic insert was something for painting. Yeah. And I have heard him say something similar to that before while explaining that when somebody else brought that up. But I didn't remember him answering that today. Of course, there was a couple times when my attention was taken away briefly, and I missed a couple of his answers. Oh yeah, this lie detector test.
Yeah.
I told him people at the stand will pay for a lie detector test. You take one, I will take one. Let's take one together.
Yep.
And you know what he said? Those are expensive, bro.
Yeah. $780.
Yeah, $700, $800. And I said we pay for it. But yeah, we slid right on by that. You're right. I was like, are you okay? Good choice of words there, Fringe Minority. He slid right past it. Yeah. And the things we talked about the trial and the things that were said, and I asked him specifically, he kept talking about Lucinda's car, how that car was, he said that she went to work that night. Mm-hmm. How could her car have been used when she was at work? Well, also, he said that she was his alibi, and I called him on that.
Yep.
I said, how could she be at work and be your alibi?
It's
I
their
don't,
alibi.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember that. I don't know. I had to.
You know how long ago it was?
Yeah, I had to look at it. I don't remember. I don't know. So anything he didn't want to answer, he didn't remember. So, but we did get some things from him, and evidently he's going to try to change pace and avoid the drama. Put a 1 up in the chat if you did not believe him about changing pace and avoiding the drama. If you did not believe him, let's see a 1 in the chat. And I'm going to tell you what I thought.
Is there enough ones to put in the chat?
Yeah, you can put more than one. You can put more than one. 1,100,100, and then
Right.
1.111 is still all ones. You can do that. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, I believe that I believe that he wants a drama-free chat or drama-free channel, but he doesn't want to lose anything or admit to any wrongdoing to get it.
Right. Cake and eat it too.
Yeah, he just wants it to, to magically appear, and that's not going to happen. I mean, it's just not going to happen. And I made the comparison for him, like, he's talking about, well, you don't see what they say to me. They send me these emails. I got all the screenshots. Well, that don't matter because everybody don't see the screenshots. They see you. You're the one who brings it. Yeah. Like if you didn't bring it and out it on your channel, they wouldn't know. Right? Yep. Nobody would know. So you bring it, and then you control it, and then you go from that to when somebody asks a question to jumping down their throat like a fire-breathing dragon, like Lisa Williams just flew in from a dragon meeting and just blows up like. And when you do that, there goes all your credibility, man, because now you're being a bully again. Now you're, attacking, and you use that word attack, and that's what I see it as. That's what I see it as,
well, I was going to say, according to their definition, it's the extreme of attack. Because the way they describe what the trolls do to them isn't even a tenth of what they do to people. So he talks about that definition of attack. Well, he knows.
Now the one good thing I call, and he kind of stuck to his guns on it throughout the day. Like he wasn't being associated with Tina. Like he was trying to separate Ernie Shell and Predator Hunter Nation, like not together, not as one anymore, not as an entity anymore. Like he was trying to create separation, and that's a whole nother thing, that's a whole nother discussion. But see, Tracy's got a paragraph there. Let's read that because it's got to be significant if Tracy's saying it.
Damn, you used like 4 big words. It's on.
I just wonder if they can test someone who is mentally unstable because they actually believe the stuff they say. I really don't think Ernie is as mentally unstable as he looks. I think it's more drugs.
It's that binging that I was talking about earlier, I think.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. Now, like I said, I have been around Ernie for basically since, I don't know, 2002, 2003, somewhere in there. Yeah. Maybe even before that. Let's see. It may be right around 2000. I'd have to look at when Premier Championship Wrestling first went back to Harlan. But But anyway, I've never seen him actually seen him take a drug or do drugs or anything like that. Now, I'm not saying that he hasn't. I'm not saying it's not possible, but
Oh, it's very possible.
but,
I
but I
was
can't
one of them
be
cats that was
smoking.
using drugs and kept it from people. So yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah, it's
ain't as
possible,
easy
dude,
as
for
people
20
think,
years.
but
I mean,
it's
it's not really
possible.
laughing. I mean, it's not really a laughable. Like, yeah, it's possible to laugh about it, but it's 20 years of him hiding it from me. Like, it's have to be pretty damn good at hiding it, and he's obviously not good at hiding nothing. So, it's possible, but I don't think it's as openly possible as you're letting on. Like, it's he acts like he's messed up, but he is completely whacked out, man. Like, I don't know. It could it be chemically enhanced? Possibly. Like I said, possibly. But to act like it's guaranteed, that's an opinion. That's not. It's not really. Let's get a drug test. He says he's willing to take one. I don't even know that he will. He says he's willing to, but um, who knows, man? Who knows? I just, I know people talk shit about me and say shit about me and that they have no clue. And and then I don't know. Yes, he's always had a little bit of the paranoid acting, but not to the extreme he is now. Like, he's always had these stories about somebody hacking into his friggin' uh, accounts, but I think it's I don't know. I think it's mostly to cover up for getting busted on something. Um, a scam, or he wouldn't even own up to that, man. Like, Matt, you called him out on that, like it's scams, and he's wanting to know when. Like, what? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Yep.
And Matt said, "Well, you're this hockey mask, and that was 20 years ago, 10 years ago." But he didn't deny it, though, did he? Like, he didn't.
Nope.
He didn't come around and say, "I don't scam or hockey mask." He just said it was
He
10 years ago.
he was trying to minimize it. Yeah, that's what he was doing.
Yeah. Bonnie, I've heard that from a bunch of people too, the paranoid schizophrenia. And you worked in mental health hospitals for 17 years. And I've heard that. And let me ask you a question. And you may not have an expert opinion, but you say you've been around it. So, and anybody who wants to chime in on it, let me ask you, everybody. Let's say he's got these multiple personalities, right?
Yeah.
What are the likelihood that all of his personalities have the same type of ego or narcissism or those traits? Like, is that something common with multiple personalities or schizophrenia, or is that something that would be not so much? And you guys saw how he acted when Matt, or was it Matt, but was it Stingray?
Oh yeah, yeah. Stingray made that comment about how narcissists will react to. I forget exactly what it was, but it flipped him another. That was definitely one of those extra personalities.
Yeah.
I don't even think that was bipolar or none of that stuff, man. He went from 0 to 100.
So people in the chat are pretty much saying, well, we got a couple cents very possible, but most of them are saying it's not possible, that not very likely that he would have all those same traits in all the different, or the same traits and all those different personalities. But and somebody even said it, they didn't think he was multiple personalities. So, and I don't listen. I know nothing about schizophrenia or multiple personalities or anything like that. I know my wife's kind of crazy.
Well, I do know that the multiple personalities is part of the progression of paranoid schizophrenia.
She didn't hear me.
So you better, man, don't get killed, dude. I ain't doing this show by myself, man.
You didn't hear me.
Man, she's wanting to cash in that life insurance, bud. I'd be careful.
What'd you say about me?
Nothing.
Not a word. We over here talking about Ernie.
You better leave me alone.
Nothing. I didn't say a word.
Mm-hmm.
I played the 50th.
Yeah, chat. Leave her alone, chat.
It's all these people in here talking about you, Mama.
All the chat.
But anyway,
No, she needs a whoop me. Dangerous Angel. That's
your baby wants an Akita.
who wants a Nikita?
I'll take one.
Man, you can't handle Nikita.
I know. It sucks.
Mm-hmm.
No, don't think so. My mom has multiple personalities. I love her, but she's crazy sometimes.
To Melanie.
My aunt had multiple personalities, and they were all different. She'd be the nicest person, and then voices would tell her not to eat, and other voices would tell her to beat someone with a hammer. Oh my gosh!
But I mean, you got to sort of think that could be happening with Ernie, like with that situation with the van the other day. You know what I mean? He gets into these modes where people are trying to kill him, and then he's getting these modes where he's aggressive as fuck.
You know that, right?
Then, like today, he was pretty much chill on the panel today. I mean, for Ernie.
Yeah, and see that he says he was sleep deprived, but here's my deal, man. If you're so sleep deprived that you're gonna nod off and bob and weave your head and look like you are, being brain screwed, like. Why turn your friggin' phone on and display it for everybody?
Your dogs,
it's the fact that's what I don't understand. I don't understand, like, if you were having issues, like
if they're there
with sleep,
and he's a puppy,
and you know it, and you know you need rest, then why do you feel compelled to jump on YouTube or Facebook or whatever and film it? And I don't even think we asked him about the guy in the cab with him, but does sleep deprivation make you look at a dude in a cab with you and say, "Don't shoot me, bro"?
Mm-hmm.
Mine is crazy.
You louder than me.
No, I'm talking about on. Nobody.
I said you louder than me.
I'm sorry.
Tell her to get her own channel, dude. No.
Tell Carol to have all her kids come over here and subscribe to our channel. My cousin Carol's got 10?
He said
10 children. 10 children.
Get the kids and their descendants. Go ahead and sub.
They all know Ernie too. They all know Ernie. They've been around. They've been around and seen Ernie at my house when they come in for vacation. And manic depressive. Now that's I need to check into some of these things and just do a little research and reading, just so I have more of an opinion. He told me before he gets on Facebook Live when he feels unsafe because on live no one will hurt you.
What's your YouTube?
That makes sense.
It does kind of make sense,
Yep. Sort of like a security blanket or cloak or whatever.
I mean, I guess you feel like if you're on camera, nobody's gonna
try to do anything.
You get trouble for, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the dude in the cab was about to pass out of that cab, and he didn't care if he was on camera or not.
Yep. Well, I mean, didn't he sort of grab the guy, tell him not to shoot him?
He might have reached over and grabbed his leg, maybe.
Yeah, I thought he had. That's why I was just like, damn, man, he's bold.
Yeah, and the dude was like, no, don't do that, dude. And he's like, sorry. He goes, no, not sorry, no. But I'd feel the same way. Like if some dude's in the vehicle with me and they just start acting crazy and asking me not to shoot him all of a sudden, like
now talk about me.
What do you mean?
I'm off the phone. Talk about me.
You're in trouble
you guys throw a heart up for my wife. She's the most beautiful, amazing woman I've ever known.
That ain't what you said.
Throw a heart up.
Don't you lie?
Throw a heart up.
Hey, Thelma, once you go to our live stream.
Too, big boy. You just be quiet.
No. I was saying, once you go to the live stream and just go back a few minutes and you can hear what he said.
No, you can't.
He's like, no, that don't work like that. What are you talking about?
Look at all them hearts, honey. You get hearts.
Hearts they like me. I want to know what you said.
Them hearts are for you, babe.
I'll start putting shit in your food.
Oh, shit. You done messed up.
Don't make me go there, woman. Don't make me go there.
I'll go buy me a wood chipper.
He's lucky that he hadn't had somebody do worse than knock him out. Grabbing on strangers and shit like that, dude, that just ain't healthy.
Oh, and if you guys missed it, he did kind of confirm that I nailed his location when he was supposedly in New York and going to the hospital with the blood on his face. Remember?
Yeah.
I told you guys he was in Harlan at the hospital.
Yeah.
That's where he was, Harlan emergency room in Harlan.
Well, that's the thing. I know that there were a few calls made, and some people didn't know, but there was one call, and the lady was like, "Oh yeah, Ernie, we know Ernie." I was just like, "It's a small town for you, you know."
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah, there won't be too many people in there that isn't familiar with Ernie, and that has nothing to do with his popular YouTube channel.
Right.
His reputation precedes him. The wood chipper. Yeah, y'all heard that. That's a threat. It's a threat.
It ain't a threat. It's a promise. You keep
No,
it
it's a
up.
threat.
Fargo.
That's the perfect murder right there, boy.
Oh, she even threw the M word out there. You guys don't be calling and doing no wellness checks because actually, you might need to.
Don't worry, my kids are good.
Listen, if you think that I've been hit with a frequency weaponry attack and everything goes down here, please have somebody check on me because it's not a frequency weaponry. Probably a hammer and a wood chipper.
Yeah.
He has a twin in Harlan. He'll be online. Don't worry.
Yeah,
you know that wrestler that guy you used in wrestling, and everybody thought it was you. Even your own kids thinks it's you.
I ain't even here no more.
Did he even say what he was doing in this last trip? What he was transporting with that van, or was that he was at the border feeding the immigrants?
He didn't even say what he was doing at the border. He just said he was there, didn't he? And I asked him, was he working for the government? Somebody else asked him something. He goes, "It ain't no your fucking business who I was working for."
Right. Well, he held it together better than I thought he would.
Yeah. Of course, now and give yourselves a pat on the back. You didn't really provoke him. Now there was something going on, and he did get riled up a little bit, but you guys handled that really well as not to run him off, and so we could get some answers. At least we got some questions in. Not saying we necessarily got the answers we were seeking, but we did get some questions in, and we got this interview with Shelby actually during the phone call, the live, and I didn't realize it in time to play it and have Ernie respond to it. Once you guys hear this friggin' phone call, you're gonna realize that I missed a golden opportunity to really get some answers between these two brothers. Because
I was gonna say, dude, that would have been live, dude.
He literally gives his brother a message. He talks directly to Ernie.
Quite a few minutes of it.
Yeah. So look here, Tony Jarvis in the chat. I asked Tony what the I don't know if he's just ignored me or what over in Jamie's chat, but I said, Tony, what's the code word for this or the passcode to get me the discount on these hockey masks? I'm going to order me a hockey mask tonight, and still nothing.
You're paying full price, dude.
Look, I'm promoting Bernie Wells to the
Bernie Wells
right here, man. Like Bernie Wells is my guy, and I'm putting him on top. I'm putting him over in wrestling terms, and no discount code. It should be like Bernie 50 off or something like that. I don't know, but I'm just kidding.
A little salty, are you?
Salty bitch. We need to have. I think we need a video of a showdown between Ernie and Bernie.
Yeah.
Think we can make that happen? Like, could we get both of them in the same room? Oh, you missed it? I really did say that in Jamie's chat. Hello, Victoria. You just joining us? We started at a weird time tonight, really, 10:35. That's why I'm kind of waiting, before we go over this phone call. Because it's a little bit early for us, to be honest with you. And
Oh, shit.
no. No.
That's great.
No.
Oh, funny as hell.
That's not Ernie. That's Bernie. Goodness gracious.
That's awesome. Yeah, it was actually funny watching Jamie handle Ernie today. That was quite hilarious. Because, I mean, it was like Benny telling Ernie to eat his food, but it was Jamie telling him to shut the fuck up. I'm talking. It was great. Good job, Jamie. Good job, bro.
That's what Samurai's gonna look like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Y'all couldn't see it. What do you mean? Yeah, you didn't see that.
I'm trying to help you, dude. Get off my back.
Anyway, our awesome investigator was able to once again talk to Shelby Shell from behind the walls of prison. And just a quick update, Shelby and Ernie's grandmother, I don't know if you heard this or not, Thelma, you were out earlier, has went through surgery, and Ernie's words were a miraculous recovery. Like she's fine. Did you hear me?
Yeah.
She's not dead. Not dead, and I guess not dying now. Not,
I know his chat was talking about it tonight when he went live about her
Yeah.
being dead. I was like, oh.
No, she's not dead.
I know.
She's Ernie actually said that, he came back on our chat actually to tell us right before that she made it through surgery and she's actually doing great. So Bernie's getting a new hat soon, huh?
Nice new teeth. Love it.
Is it going to be new teeth, or are you going to put the old teeth in the new hat?
He's going predator hunting. He's going to have predator teeth.
That's what we need, dude. That's what we need. We need a Bernie Smells predator hunt sting operation on tape. Make it happen, Tony. Make it happen.
Get you a predator bust, sir.
Get you one of them busts. Busts. How you say that? Bustises. I don't know. I'm just kidding. It's actually busts.
Yeah, Redstone. He exploits anything that he can. He does.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I haven't seen any fundraisers for his family yet. I'm just glad. So small victories, I guess.
Well, especially seeing how Amber's the one who's actually has custody of Mama, and she's the worst of all of them by far. Not even close. Amber's the most evil, disgusting moron out of all of them. Like, she's just not a good person. Never has been a good person. Don't have a good bone in her body. Like, she's a disgusting person.
I don't even know how she got custody of it.
I don't either. She's about the only one out, I think, that's got a stable home.
Wow.
But good God Almighty! All right, so we're going to pull up the tape. If you guys are ready to hear a little bit about what's going on with Shelby today, specifically with the news that Ernie was actually on our live stream when he was on this call. Throw us a little one up in the chat, and we'll cue it up for you. Oh, copy that. Copy that, Tony. Copy that. Copy.
Let's start with your brother stating today that you come from a family of murderers.
No, my family was out of church going and stuff. They was good to us. You know what I mean?
Okay.
They went no
Right off the bat, no, my family are all church going and stuff. They was good to us. So right off the bat, not a family full of murderers.
good parent family.
Well, he said that your dad had killed a man named Drew Carey.
No, it was a Dewey Curry, Dewey.
That's it.
They was down there drinking and stuff and partying and stuff, and dude got mad at my dad and stuff, and he come up there and pointed the gun on the kids and stuff. They was all on the porch, we all was, and I think it was, I was too little, I can't remember it, but here's what we was told and stuff. I mean, I remember in church and stuff, we was staying on the frat halls, but it was my stepbrothers and sisters that pointed the gun at and stuff, and dude was going to shoot him, and my dad come out and kicked the door open and stuff, and didn't even aim, didn't even do nothing. He had the shotgun by his side, just pulled the trigger, and he was about maybe 10, 12 feet, you know what I'm saying? Dude, maybe closer than that, probably 5 or 6 feet. Dude was getting ready to kill the kids and stuff, Dewey was, you know what I'm saying? And he was scared, you know, that was his family, you know what I'm saying? The dude sitting there pointing a gun, a shotgun, at the kids and stuff, you know what I'm saying? My brothers and sisters, you know. My dad ain't no murderer, you know what I'm saying? My dad was a good man, for real. He worked.
All right, so Max Shell did shoot and take the life of Dewey Curry. But it wasn't murder.
Nope.
The guy was drinking and came in there pointing a gun at Mac's children. And Mac grabbed a gun and put an end to that situation real quick.
Yep.
Just like, you know, it's like I would have. I mean, if somebody's pointing a gun at my children, the situation is going to end fast. And that's just the way it is.
Coal mines and stuff for a living. He was a good man, for real. He really was. I don't know what you want to sit there and tell him that he's dead now, you know what I'm saying? But he was a good man, and Crystal was my stepmom and stuff. She was a good woman, you know.
Nice. So here's the other question I have for you. So Ernie wants to state that you would hold girls down when you were 13 years old and try to rape them. What's that?
No.
All right, before Shelby answers this, if you'll remember, this was what Ernie said today.
Yep.
During our discussion, when he was talking about Shelby, he said, you know, I bet you didn't know that Shelby held down girls and tried to
Right.
essay them. Yeah.
Sorry.
So, yeah, I'm trying to.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But here's a direct response to that.
When we was kids and stuff, we played, let's see, we'd be camping and stuff, be playing and stuff, playing chase and stuff. It wasn't nothing like that. He told my lawyers that too, one of my investigators and stuff, I was like that. I've never been like that. We was kids playing chase and stuff all the time and stuff, and they really weren't no girls never come up there, but let's see, our cousins and stuff, and maybe he might have brought a friend or something with him or something, you know, one of his friends, you know, but I was always at my mama's and papa's, and I always played down the road at Sophia's and stuff. That's one of my friends or stuff, one of my best friends growing up and stuff. He's with my uncle right now, and no, wasn't nothing like that. No, that never.
Yeah, he said there wasn't nothing like that. He was never nothing like that. You know, just playing with, like you can hear him going back to his childhood a little bit, saying that they were, you know, camping out and chasing each other and playing games. You know, but nothing like SA and forcing anybody down or anything like that. And that's one story from one brother and the other story from another brother. And one is that sensational story that the storyteller we tell you about, and the other one's matter of fact. No, wasn't nothing like that.
So something I want to cover is, how do you think that Ernie set you up with the King murder?
All right, this is a question that
What is it?
everybody wants an answer to, right?
Yep.
What is that?
So we are about to hear Shelby's I don't know, the reason why he thinks Ernie set him up, and his thought process behind that.
Since now we know.
When he's working at Brothers Day and stuff, and I took a gun back to Jimbo, and Jimbo wasn't home, so I had to give it to my brother. Then he was going to have Brothers Day a couple of days later, and what's his face, Ronnie King, not Ronnie King, Jimbo called and asked why to shoot all these shells up and stuff, and I'm like, I ain't shoot no shells up, and I'll give that gun to my brother and stuff to give to you because you was gone. Then we have Brothers Day and stuff, he put the gun in the truck.
Okay, so let me tell you about this box of shells. Don't even know if we've ever really discussed that here, but when I bought this gun off my friend, I went and bought a box of shells, and the gun and the shells were in my underwear drawer, and they were both gone. So his story is not complete truth. I'm telling you that right here, right now. But he's saying that he gave it back to Ernie. And then I asked him why he shot all the shells out of it. I suppose he's trying to show that Ernie used up a bunch of shells, but like, if you really think about it, that doesn't even make any sense about, as far as, if somebody gave him shells, then why would they question him about why they shot him?
Right.
So, those two things don't add up whatsoever. But he's saying that, he gave it back to Ernie, and asked Ernie why he didn't give it back to me, because I called him complaining about all the shells being shot out of it. And then later on, we all find out during the trial, the gun didn't even work.
That way he could pick me up with a gun charge.
And whose idea was Brothers Day?
Brothers Day was the 22nd, I think.
Okay, but whose idea was it?
Well, it was Ernie. That was at Jimbo's at the time and stuff, and he's wanting to go see her family and stuff like that. His idea, you know what I'm saying? I just got paid, you know what I'm saying? So, I had some extra money. I didn't have much, you know what I'm saying? But I had enough where I could give him a little gas money and order something to eat, you know what I'm saying? And
So you didn't show up with all these.
Okay, I listened to this earlier, but I'm just now catching some more things here. Ernie, he gave Ernie the gun to give back to me because I was out of town, but he just now said that Ernie called him wanting to go on Brothers Day, and did he not just say I was at Jimbo's?
Yeah.
So, okay, that adds up, right? Yeah, if he's at my house, then I'm not out of town, right?
He didn't have to give him the gun to give it to him.
Bags of stuff to hand out.
he was in a parking lot and stuff, and he had, like, he wanted to give me something. I said, I'm straight, I got a job and stuff, and he gave me a necklace that said the killer inside. Give me a couple cups, big old cups, of toys and stuff. I was going to put in the fish tank and stuff. And I'm like, I'm going to pennies. What am I going to do with pennies, And I just put them in a sock for real and wrapped them up in saran wrap, took the babies can get them, you know what I'm saying? Put them in another sock, tied them up, and just stuck them in the truck,
Right.
I wasn't paying a bit of attention or nothing like that. And he gave me some jewelry and stuff. I didn't need it. I had a job at the time and stuff. But the jewelry he gave me was all beat up and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, it looked like it'd been burnt and stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Here we go on the jewelry. Now, both of them claim the jewelry claim. Like Ernie says, Shelby had the jewelry. Shelby says Ernie had the jewelry.
Mhm.
But they both say that one gave it to the other. So, and he says the jewelry was all beat up, and he said it looked like it had been. Did he say burnt?
I think so.
Pretty sure he said it looked like it had been burnt. So
That or weren't.
maybe
So-
it's that Eastern Kentucky slang. Burnt might be.
Yeah.
Burnt's about the same thing. Yeah.
You said that.
He said burnt. My wife said. So.
And I don't know. It's just it was a setup. You know, they said like it was his and stuff. But when we asked the family members, because they recognized any of it, they said no, that ain't his. You know, but I mean, he's going to give it to me. I don't know where it come from or whose it was or what. You know, but I think he was trying to make it build a case like, you know, I killed this man. You know, we was joking around and. I was even joking around about Josh and stuff, but it wasn't nothing like that. They took it seriously and stuff. They would tell me what to say over the phone and stuff, and we were sitting there talking about Brother's Day. As soon as we got to my mama's and stuff, he was ready to leave, and it's like we don't, when you do things, you don't be seen. Well, he contradicted himself there, because we went to grandmother's, and I mean, I'm sure the guy getting seen, you know, so why would I go to mountain? To use the bathroom? He said in his motion discovery that I went to the mountains to use the bathroom. I got out the pier, and he had stood on the gas and stuff, and I had to come with him. I went over to him to use the restroom.
Right, that's
What
the
would you
story.
leave, you know?
Right.
Now he said when he had the gun with him when he went over the hill. He said Shelby had the gun and went over the hill. Now you heard Ernie actually in his testimony on trial said that he left the gun in the car, right?
Mhm.
Remember, because he thought about grabbing it,
Yep.
shooting him. Because that's when I questioned what he says. He never saw the handle, but if Shelby left it in the car, he would have seen the handle.
Mhm.
But there's a little bit of conflicting statements, and I think Shelby's reference of a lot of this stuff is he keeps referring to his motion of discovery, which would have had the statements that Ernie gave and that I gave actually to the state police about what he had said he had done. And so that may reflect on Ernie telling two different stories.
Yeah. Good.
Because if he said that in his motion of discovery, that he took the gun over the hill to take a piss, like he said,
Yeah.
and then on the stand he said he left the gun in the car. He thought about shooting him because he knew what a monster he was. So there's two different statements coming from Ernie. If he's correct, if he's remembering that motion of discovery correctly, and don't you worry, our investigator is trying to get a hold of that motion of discovery for themselves, and we will know for sure what's in that motion of discovery.
Word.
Put a one in the chat while I play this some more of this if you think that motion of discovery will be interesting.
Supposed to kill John Barker back in the day.
All right.
Do it exactly.
So let me ask you this, and this is kind of a little bit more personal than I would, honestly ask, but did Ernie ever do anything physically or mentally to you or any other of your family?
Let's see.
All right, trigger warning. The question was, and this has been discussed in our chat, and this is something our people, our chat, our subscribers want to know. Since Ernie seems to be the only child that wasn't SA'd or anything like that, then why? And had Ernie ever abused any of his younger siblings? So this is the question. The hard question to ask, the hard question to listen to, that our investigator, went and got the answer to.
He he hit me with a high heel sandal one time when I was a kid.
Like
We were
they
kids and stuff, but
specifically,
yeah.
the people want to know if he ever sexually assaulted you.
No, he never sexually assaulted me, but he hit me with a high heel sandal one time. That he done. Let's see, and what else he do? He used to take my chain off the bike and stuff. We live on a big hill and stuff. He'd take the chain off the bicycle and stuff, and
Well,
you couldn't really stop, you know,
Like-
nothing like that.
like, was he just like verbally aggressive to you, or any?
Yes, he was always mean to me and stuff growing up. I was always good to him. Every time I go to the store or something, I try to buy him something, but my papa always, you know, when we was working and stuff, he told me like he's going to get.
I see a question there. Hit him with what? A bicycle chain. He says he took a high heel sandal, and then a bicycle chain. That's the two things that Shelby said specifically that Ernie had hit him with.
He remembers it, so it was significant.
Yeah. Let me share this right quick. There's the Cash App for the investigator. Specifically go towards these phone calls, because I don't know if you're familiar or if you know anybody in jail or prison, but these things are not free. Phone calls to and from prison, not free.
And everybody throw a heart up in the chat for her. Please, she's doing a great job.
He never would come back out, and when we played basketball, he'd be mean to me for it, you know. He'd always try to pick on me and box with me and stuff. He used to, for real, Ernie used to whoop me when we was kids and stuff, for boxing and stuff, you know. And he was real mean and stuff, for real. And I tried to take up from him for his friends and stuff, you know what I'm saying? I was picking on him, you know, boxing, I'm whooping him.
If you could give Ernie any warnings or any, you know, hey, straighten your shit out, get help, what would you say to Ernie if you could actually say something to him?
For real, I think he does need help. I think he needs to get the mental ward and stuff. I mean, I think they need to evaluate and see what's the matter with him and stuff. And really, he needs to think about what he's doing on women and stuff and getting money from them using drugs with it. And they really need that money for their kids and stuff. Not only that, the way he mistreats women and kids and stuff, you know, I don't know if he's Alzheimer's or if he went off on my mother and stuff, because my mother was sick and stuff. He might have picked it up and heard it, you know what I'm saying, in life and stuff. I don't know what happened to him.
All right. So you hear him saying that, you know, he don't know what happened to him. And he's more concerned about the people he thinks that could be in his path or get hurt by him. Like, he don't understand why he uses people, and for whatever reason, like, you know, and you know, that is Ernie. That's what he's always done, is kind of I don't know, a moocher. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, he just takes advantage of, and I'm not talking about, you know, physically. I'm just talking about taking advantage of people and their kindness and their generosity. You know, he may have done that with female Satan down there in Newport. Yeah. But, you know, and that may be the reason why that demon won't let go. But, you know, Shelby sees a lot of these things, and he's not even, you know, he's just hearing this from people who's contacted him, and, Ernie's reputation. That's what I was telling him today. Your reputation is damaged, and you are the only one that can fix it. But he just didn't want to hear that. He just didn't want to hear it.
He's changed, you know. He was mean to my sister and stuff growing up, Melissa. He mistreated her all the time and stuff. He's just mean, man. Now,
Ernie told me, he's talking about this sister, Melissa.
Yeah.
Ernie told me that recently, you know, like, however recent it was when Max Shell died, that he slapped his sister, Melissa. I was like, damn, man, that's a woman, dude. You know, what are you hitting a woman for? And he's like, you know, well, she ain't a woman, man. She stood up in my face and and they were talking about my dad and this, that, and the other, and and I even told him then, like, she may be crazy, like you say, but slapping a woman, hitting a woman, and I don't condone, I don't follow, I don't,
Right.
maybe, have your woman do something, take up for you, but putting hands on a woman, man, that's,
Never an option.
yeah.
Never.
As ugly as Tina has acted towards me, unless I felt threatened, like my life was threatened, I wouldn't put my hands on her. I mean, she's a woman.
What's the
I was
point?
raised, I was raised differently.
When he was kids and stuff, he was just mean to us all. And he was just jealous, I guess. I don't know. He just, everything we do and stuff, he'd always go against me, or, I always try to be just like him growing up, you know what I'm saying? Because he was good in basketball, stuff like that, but he was always mean to me.
Right.
He was the mean one, and every time I go places, I buy stuff, do stuff, and he'd think about himself, he's selfish, But I think he really needs help, you know what I'm saying? I really do. I don't think he knows. I don't know what he's doing.
This is his brother in prison for murder, and even though he's telling anybody that'll listen, his brother set him up, he's saying he needs help. And is that not like
Compassion.
just compassion? But it's sad, man. Like there ain't no other way to look at it. Like everybody sees that he needs help. Every person that looks at this situation can tell he needs help.
Mm.
But he's got to be the one who goes and gets it. A long time ago, it was a lot easier to have somebody committed or, force that kind of help on somebody. Now it was used in the wrong way sometimes, and that's why it's not that there anymore. But it's just everybody can see that he needs help, including his brother who is in prison.
Tell him to get help. Tell him right here. Tell him to go get help.
Ernie, man, I love you, man. I forgive you and stuff, man. But, you did me wrong. I miss my kids growing up. People's dying and stuff out there. I love you, man. You're my brother. I don't know what you lied on me for. It set me up. If it's over at girl, I'm sorry, man. I ask you if you have any kind of feelings for it, I think that's why you done it for. But, Ernie, man, I love you, bro. I wish you wouldn't do people that way, man. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Once somebody done your kid that way, or your son that way, or your girl that way, you will, you know what I'm saying? Raise them and be mean to them and take them for all the money they need. They need that money to live, man.
You're muffling.
You hear me? I know I ain't spoke to you in forever, but I've tried to talk to you many times on the phone, and you just wouldn't ever come to the phone. Bro, I love you, man. I just hope you know what I'm saying? I just hope you find God, bro, and straighten your life up, man, for real, Because Ronnie King was a good man, Ernie, you know what I'm saying? And like you said, you didn't know him. You did know him, Ernie, you know what I'm saying? He lied, you know what I'm saying? And you act like he was changed, he was doing this for money, he was...
Ernie kind of doubled down on that, not knowing Ronnie King again today, and we
Mm-hmm.
kind of called him on a little bit, You got family who's lived there. Shelby's baby's mama lived there. He was the mayor. When I say lived there, I'm talking about the apartments that King. I think he was the manager.
I think that's what they said. Yeah.
I think King was the manager of an apartment complex there, and so it's pretty obvious that Ernie actually knew him, but he's sticking to his guns that he didn't. But even Shelby's telling him, "Hey, man, you knew him. He's a good guy." So
Yep.
Here we go.
You're muffling.
Oh, yes, like Ernie was a good dude. He helped people get...
Do what?
I just, it sounded like you were muffled, man. That's all. Sorry.
Oh, wasn't. Oh, yeah.
No like, needed a place to stay and stuff like that, He helped people out, man, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, he really set me up, you know what I'm saying? I really believe it in my heart, you know what I'm saying? Because why would you ask me questions about killing somebody and this and that and lie and tell me to go along with joke? And you said they arrested Kevin Dixon for it. It's 9 days later.
All right, Kevin Dixon was never arrested. Ernie may have said that to him, and that's what he's saying. He's saying that Ernie told him that Kevin Dixon was arrested for that murder. But according to Ernie, he never even really mentioned the murder because he didn't know Ronnie King, right?
Yep.
So
That's what he says.
yeah. So, but anyway, he's saying that he set him up and told him to go along with some kind of joke. I still don't understand all that, and I don't see how that's. I just don't see that. I don't see Shelby being competent enough to pull off playing a role of a joke like that. But that's what he's saying, and he's sticking to it.
We go along with joke around and stuff, and I do, but it was, exactly what happened, because I didn't know what I was just showing out what y'all told me, and the phone records proved it, you know what I'm saying? The phone records proved we got 5,000-6,000 for the joke, even on the phone record, Ernie, he said that the involuntary recorded, you said you manipulated Jim to set me up, I mean, I think it's the other way around. I think you manipulated Jimbo, I mean, I don't know what you done it for, you know what I'm saying? I really don't, because you act like, we talk all the time on the phone and stuff, and you act like I didn't tell you none. The phone records proves we talk every day, Ernie, all the way from the 24th that night, all the way to the 25th and stuff, you know what I'm saying? To the rest of it, and I was going to buy you some shoes and clothes. I was texting him and telling you, Ernie, that I was going to buy you some shoes and clothes and stuff at the mall and stuff. I ain't got that much money and stuff, but I said, look, come, because I didn't have work that day. I kept on texting my boss, you know what I'm saying? Took the truck, come in, see if it was going to work. And he said, you go ahead, you good today, So I was going to get out and buy my brother some shoes, Ernie. I was going to buy you some shoes and clothes, and you done.
He keeps mentioning buying Ernie some shoes and clothes, so the more he mentions that, the more I believe that he actually did offer to buy Ernie some shoes and clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that the defense read that in part of his text message, like I just went and bought some shoes and some clothes. I don't know if it was said in the text message that he bought them for Ernie, but he did say in those, according to the defense, I just bought some shoes and clothes and I got you some gas money, this, that, and the other. So, they were going to do their Brother's Day thing. Brother's Day has become kind of a theme here.
Yeah.
So, what are you laughing at? He's watching friggin' funny videos. All right, here we go.
You lied on me, for no reason at all. You could have got me killed, man, when they come in shooting, You done me bad, man, for real, I forgive you for it, you know what I'm saying? No, the Lord won't forgive me, I mean? But for real, Ernie, I believe eye for eye and tooth for tooth, you know what I'm saying? And you wish your death penalty on me and stuff, but they pressed the death penalty on me. It took me 4 years to get that off of me. Then life without, then I went to trial over and over, hung jurors and mistrials and 6-6. I mean, and got it kicked out of Harlan County, had to do it again, Ernie, I had stressful, man, 1 minute left. But I love you, man, I hope you really straighten up, man, and think about what you're doing, bro, you know what I'm saying, to your life and what you're doing, man. You want your kids to think that about you? I mean, you need to change, man. Thank God about it. I mean, for real, bro. Get you a job and straighten up, man. Quit using people. This for women, bro. You play on weak women, man. It helps you out and stuff. And it's probably the last dollar they got, man. That's all I got to say, for real. Okay, I got 1 minute.
All right. So, yeah, I see a couple of questions here. The closed caption, and this is I'm actually playing that through an email file. So it's not. I don't believe it's been uploaded to YouTube yet.
It is.
But it is.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I didn't get that link, or I played it through that, but you can. We'll give you the link to it, and you can go watch it as many times as you want, and turn on the closed captioning if it's available, and maybe hear a little bit better. But it's it's on a digital recording through a phone from prison, so it's probably going to be tough to understand some of it. But
Yeah.
that's the reason why some of the ones we've seen so far, the closed captioning wasn't available, and I think that's the reason why. But yeah, we'll get that link up there, and you guys can go check that out. I think it's on Not Today 2.0 or Today Tomorrow, something like that. We'll find it.
Yeah, it's Not Today 2.0, I think.
All right, so
Yes, it is. It's Not Today
So
2.0. Yeah.
questions about the tape so far? We'll look at those and answer some.
I don't think she's asked about that gun being pulled on Ernie, has she? Jimbo?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I saw a question, something I thought y'all were only mad at Ernie. What's the question? Thought y'all were mad at Ernie? I don't get it. What are we asking there?
Oh, I see it.
You don't see it?
I'm looking beyond that to see if they said something before it.
Oh,
I did see the question though, or the statement, whatever.
thought y'all were just mad at Ernie. For one, like, it's not being just mad. Like, it's I mean, if anything, I think over the course of the last 48 hours, I've actually shown quite a bit of forgiveness and compassion to Ernie. And the anger, was way gone. It's now it's to the point of hopefully he can really make a turnaround and quit acting the way he's been acting, make things right that he's wronged, and and then give us a chance to move on to something else. But it's not got anything to do really with anger. It's just trying to shut down the negativity and the lies and the hate, and especially what really bothers me is, and he even admitted this part, was threatening to call CPS on women. He said, "I've never called CPS, but I have threatened it a few times." Well, you threaten a woman with CPS, I mean, you're threatening her kids. So that's serious stuff, man. And that's the reason why he's got to be held accountable, and that's why we're doing what we're doing. It's not really anger; it's just trying to make a difference. And it's not just for us. I mean, it'd be a difference for Ernie too if he can change. Like, everybody
Sean
agrees.
said it. I'm gonna say Sean said it really good right there. Said you're trying to help him and protect others too.
Yeah. I mean, everybody agrees pretty much. The dude's got charisma. He's easy to listen to. Tony tell you, he's you want to believe what he tells you. You want to you want to listen to him. He's acts like he knows what he's talking about. In just about anything, he acts like he knows what he's talking about. So he's got this ability to communicate with people. If he would just use it and for the right reasons.
Yeah.
See, Jimbo, he claimed that he was changing his ways today in his live, and then the same breath lied about Chris Hansen commending him. I missed that. What did he say about Chris Hansen? I might have been distracted when. What do you say about Chris Hansen, Matt? Do you know?
I don't know if it was a live. I know I heard something about. I think it was to Nikki said that they needed to do their homework on that Chris Hansen thing because I think they said that he got it done through Cameo, but it's still the same concept as Cameo. He's just playing word game.
Yeah.
Apparently, Kells emailed it to you.
Oh, I got an email. Yeah, somebody sent me an email a while ago and said sent you an email. I hadn't got to check it yet. Let's see. Is it the bipolar disorder? It was just a link to bipolar disorder thing on Google. If you can take care of this situation, say, you can take care of this situation, please drive up the Kayla Massengale case. That's some fucked up shit. Who's that? You know what that is, Matt? The Kayla Massengale case?
No, I don't.
Like I said, we've been discussing, once we've wrapped this up, we don't want to stop because, we enjoy it, man. We're having, a good time getting to know everybody, and we feel like there's some good that can be done, and that we may be able to help bring that. So we're going to keep on, and we're, once we are going to try to stick to kind of one thing at a time. And once we move on, we just Kayla Massengale may be something we look at. I don't know, where it's at.
Yeah.
I'm going to check it out here in a little bit just to see. So thank you. I'm a new subscriber. So far, so good. You are a real and true soul. I appreciate that. And you, I have binged on your videos. Kind heart, you speak truth and mean well. Much appreciated, sir. Thank you. Thank you. That's when we started doing this thing, and we didn't even start on YouTube. We just had like a Facebook group, and the things we were going to do, our Facebook page, and we just wanted to post factual information to kind of like a public service announcement type stuff.
Yes.
Like, here's this, avoid it. And I think I heard Matt explain it earlier. Maybe it was on Jamie's, but it's the YouTube seems to be able to get a broader audience faster. And we dabbled in it with it, and this is what we came up with, man. And we've got a good response so far, and just like your message, and we appreciate that. And those are the kind of things that are going to keep us moving forward and doing these things. So,
yeah, I like seeing a new face.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let you know that it's doing what you wanted it to do.
Tracy, we've talked about it a couple of times. There's a few people who think that, and I mean, Tina was kind of alluding to it last night. If it wasn't for all the F words, you'd think they were heading into evangelism, right? Like they're the Trinity and Ernie's picture, and it just
So
got
blasphemous, dude.
It got pretty wild, didn't it? Like
It did.
reading the message.
Okay. I'm just reading comments. You guys are tearing it up again tonight. Way to roll with it, guys. So you guys can tell Ernie's got an issue with me. I've seen a lot of people comment that. It's because I've been a pain in his ass for a year. That's exactly why. Like I said on Jamie's, a lot of what Jimbo has been accused of wasn't Jimbo. It was me. But Ernie, the great investigator, don't know that. Did you fall off, dude?
No, I'm still reading.
Okay.
Somebody sent me a little info on that Kayla Massigill thing, so just checking it out.
Okay.
It's interesting. Looks interesting. Um, yeah, his tone does change with Kemper. He gets angry. He gets mad. It's kind of more of a standoffish type thing that happens.
Yep. But and I'll give a lot of credit to the people that I work with that's helped me make his life not so pleasant. A lot of people did help. Has been helping, continues to help. You got to love the support that people give. We've gotten a lot here on YouTube. I know that. Quite a bit.
Bipolar
Yeah.
up and down without meds is dangerous. You're right, Joy. You're right. You know, full disclosure here, my wife is bipolar, and I'm just gonna tell you, like 2 days, like if she runs out of medicine and we don't get down there to get a refill, 2 days goes by and you friggin' know it.
Hey.
It's, I mean, you know, daylight and dark, the difference. So, but it's, you know, it's a fact, man. Like, my wife said, no, y'all just get on my nerves. Okay. We get on her nerves more when she hasn't had her meds. Let's say that.
It must be the timing. Must be.
Timing.
I keep hearing something about a damn auction, dude.
Huh?
This nonsense right here.
Are you wanting them to auction you off, Kemper? You need a date that bad, buddy.
Do what?
You need a date that bad. You need these girls to auction you off. Is that what you're asking for?
I don't know if I need a date. I don't know about all that. I mean,
You gonna show your face? Are you?
what for the auction?
Is it gonna?
ain't nobody
be a
doing no
blind date?
Ernie auction, man.
Is it gonna be a blind date?
It's gonna be blind. Man, I've showed my face before. They need to go back and do the history. They'll learn. They'll learn a lot of stuff
Yeah,
about
y'all
Ernie.
better, check now. You listen. If you don't check them out, and you might show up at McDonald's or no. This is Applebee's on date night, right? So we're getting redneck. So if it's Applebee's on date night with the Urban Street steak and the Oreo shake and the whipped cream, then if you don't know what he looks like when you show up, Tina might be there.
Wow, dude, really?
You better know what you get into. You don't want to go to these blind dates now. Matt, you're gonna have to. Matt, Matt,
what Thelma say?
she said the girls don't have to show their faces. You might show up and Tina might show up. There might be a Tina in here auctioning you off, and then you show up and Tina's there.
I was told it's going to be an Ernie auction.
What's
where
an
you
Ernie
have the auction and you never follow through with sending out the goods.
Oh, we don't do that here though. We don't do the Ernie stuff. We do the opposite. So you guys want to bid on Matt? Whatever.
Well, you know they're going to get us for human trafficking, right? They're going to have this recorded.
It ain't trafficking. It ain't trafficking.
No,
This is
I'm willing.
Celebrity auction.
I was say I'm willing anyway, so it's not really against my will. So
celebrity auction happens all the time. Now, let me ask you, Matt, if a man wins the auction, is that good?
Is that what?
Is that okay?
No. I mean, they can win the auction, but they shouldn't expect anything.
Well, what are you expecting? Just dinner, right?
Hey, man, companionship, hanging out.
Well, there you go. Does it matter if it's a man or woman? Come on, man.
Yeah,
Don't be.
but hey, oh, here we go.
Are you going to take a stance?
What do you mean, take a stance?
You would be auctioning off here. Now I'm gonna put your feet to the fire, buddy. Let's go.
What are you asking?
He's getting ready to get off.
Are you accepting if a man wins the auction? Are you gonna be? You said it's just.
I'll go out and
Is it
eat.
okay.
Yeah, I'll go out and eat.
There you go. A meal's a meal, ain't it, Kipper?
I'll go have a steak and a beer. I don't care.
Oh.
What about
Smart
if it
ass.
looks like a woman and you don't know the difference?
Ernie is
Like I
live
said,
now. Well, that's good.
he's been live.
Yeah, I know he went live earlier.
Yeah. Well, he was live about 10 o'clock. It
I
was
reckon
about
Ernie's
9:55.
live. Benny's live. Doug's live. Lots of people
Yeah.
live. So
I was gonna say I've seen a lot of alerts.
yeah, we're not planning on doing a long show tonight anyway, because we already had a 3-hour live during the day, and I promised Mama Stallings I'd try to watch a movie with her tonight, because she won the Jimbo auction way back in 1993. So and she couldn't get rid of me ever
Was
since.
that how you got locked in?
Yeah. She
Right,
got
that makes sense.
she showed up.
Me, you go to a wood chipper.
She showed up wrestling match there, and the country boy came out, and I had my belt on, and I was,
Honey, we were
I
in
was-
high school.
I was, yeah, we were high school sweethearts. I started wrestling after we got married, but it sounded good, didn't it?
It did, but honey,
What'd you have to ruin it for?
I met you in high school and you were dating my best friend, and I had to take you from her.
You didn't have to say all that. You
Story.
didn't have to say all that.
Well, I'm just telling you, she's not my friend no more.
We weren't dating either.
Well, fuck.
It's before midnight. It's before midnight. You can't say that kind of stuff.
Be nice and say y'all were girlfriend and boyfriend. You're the one that.
There you go,
wanted
Matt.
to be my
$15.
girlfriend.
$15.
Well, yeah, that one got outbidded.
Bam, you got took down to
I
12.
think they're starting to go back
12.
down instead of going up with the money.
Now we bet $12 on him.
Well, he got a bid for 15, and then they lowballed it. Came down to 12 on him.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's crazy. So going back
Spooky
down.
goes for the game. $15.05.
Oh shit! You want to buy my dinner?
Where's
I mean,
Christian?
Thelma did call me your side bitch, so whatever.
Oh, there you one. I think that's Hawaii too. That's now. You gonna buy him a plane ticket, or is it gonna be a video date? 100 bones.
Video date?
I'm gonna say, is that a woman? I was just kidding about the men. I think Tony
Look at-
Jarvis might be
look
one
at
of
this.
the men in there.
He knows what's up.
He just did.
Did he really?
Yeah, 75 cents.
Damn it! I figured I was at least worth $1 to you, dude.
I think we should.
God.
I think we
Do
should.
what?
Do a dual auction. Like you get the winning male and the winning female. So far, Tony's the winning male.
The tandem. Funny stuff, man.
Your old woman's in here dyeing her hair. I'll be ready in a minute.
Green stamps from Kaz Walkers. Boy, that's old school right there. Kaz
We got a whole
Walkers.
set of dishes from them.
Yeah, we've got some dishes from Kaz Walkers.
That's how we
Do
are.
you want to go to Hawaii, Matt? There you go, buddy. Invitation.
Love to go to Hawaii.
Yes, he does. He does want to go to Hawaii.
There's two places I've always wanted to go and I've never been able to. And one's Alaska, the other's Hawaii. And both because they're
He actually has a wood chipper.
huh?
Really? Tell her I'll call
Who's
her.
got a wood chipper?
Spooky.
That doesn't surprise me actually.
130 is the bid right now. Who's got 130 on it?
Wow. Cray cray.
You really need to show your face, dude. This ain't right.
Yeah, man.
It's my scent. Okay, don't worry about it.
Yeah, those little cute meerkats and thing, that ain't him.
What are you going to ruin it for, man? I'm trying to catfish him like Ernie does everybody.
$200 and Hawaii.
Wait a minute, I might start auctioning you off. Wait just a second. I need some.
I'm not.
She's like, I need some new shoes. Get up there, honey.
They're gonna auction me off on PG's channel, and they're gonna do it by the pound. $1 a pound.
Dude.
You get
I'm kidding.
$245 to $250.
I'm just joking because I kill somebody. So nobody take me serious.
Yeah, winner. That's awesome. Somebody's gonna bid their Speedy Rewards card here in a minute.
Well, you got 300 bones right there, buddy, and that's in Hawaii. Like you always bitching about it being cold where you're at.
Yeah, I do bitch. I bitch about it, man. But I'm a Southern boy. What do you want?
Southern boy still ain't got nothing on the weather in Hawaii.
Oh, I know. Like I said, I'd love to go see that. Experience that whole vibe, man. Like I
We
said,
got three
Alaska and
different bids
Hawaii.
for 300. Three different bids for 300. Y'all gonna have to come on up a little
We're
bit.
going to start bidding by the hour here in a minute. Sorry.
Four bids for 300. I mean, I think everybody just send that 300 on in, and we'll put everybody's name in the hat. And
Come on, 305. 302.
86 degrees right there in Hawaii.
Dang.
86 degrees and a $300 bid. Something wrong with you, Matt.
Yeah. But yeah, it was definitely eye opening today, watching that. I tried not to talk too much because I set him off so easy. So I got to the point where I couldn't listen to his lies anymore and the bullshit, deflecting, all that. And that's he kept pushing it, and I had to say something, man. And then, of course, he wanted to play about that whole rescue that he was talking about. Sorry. He was trying to act like that really happened. Yeah, the very last part for him. There wasn't no 12 state drive and wasn't none of that. Wasn't no damn tracking chips in these people. Like, this is the story he tries to pass off as the truth. There was no tracking devices. But yet he tells the story with tracking devices all the time. This shows that he likes to take that little bit, which I say is at the end, and he builds around it. And you end up some shit like you see on the movie Big Fish.
So, did he go get this woman to begin with, or not? Is that
No?
What happened then? Even Genevieve had something.
Like I said, she was staying with them at the compound. They'd been there a couple weeks.
By compound, you mean the Kemp
Or
Cafe?
the cafe, yeah, their little compound. And she went walking down the highway when she wigged out. She went walking down the highway with her little girl. She was trying to get away from him and didn't have a way. That was her way. And then because she was walking on the highway with her daughter, she got in trouble. And of course, when she tried to explain to law enforcement, you end up with some fucking Ernie stories. And I'm sure that Ernie and Tina manipulated in that situation as well with the law enforcement. You still there, bud?
Yeah, I was reading message here. This is
But yeah, he tells that story. About 75% of that story is bullshit. And I'll go ahead and tell you, it's not the crazy wild car chase parts that's real. It's the stuff. That's why I told him, tell the actual truth about it instead of that grandiose story. Tell the truth, even if you only had 10% involved instead of 100% badass. You were 10%. Man, I was doing my job as a human. That's all I wanted from him, but he couldn't even do that. There's no shame in not having a crazy story like that. But he didn't. He didn't even, he hurt the situation. They hurt the situation. It wasn't just Ernie, it was Tina and them too. Tina even talks about still having that little girl's toys and stuff at their house. Or a toy. But yeah. She's the one she talks about. That girl was listening to that Jelly Roll song and just walked out, started walking down the road. That's who she's talking about. There wasn't no tracking devices. There was no trafficking compounds. There was no high-speed chases. But I'll say this. They did have that lady thinking that a lot of what that kind of shit that Ernie was saying was true about her and her daughter being sold into trafficking. Yeah, they had her fucking whacked, dude. And that is the same shit that's going into their kids' heads, is that kind of shit. This is why I worry about their kids. Because that shit ain't right, dude. That is mental abuse, big time. Very, it's just horrible, dude. Fucking kids having to deal with that.
all right. Listen, we got carried away with the bidding and we missed something here. You know, with this, we were goofing off a little too much, and this needs to be some attention. Catherine Willie said she was going to donate. She was severely essayed as a child, and he's a good con. I was believing him. So, and you know, it was just pointing my attention. You know, this is why we do what we do. This is exactly why we do what we do. And I'm sorry I missed that comment earlier. And I'm glad that we were able to get the word out and able maybe to, you know, somewhat, you know, open the eyes of somebody who saw through it. And we appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
We really do.
It is the truth, man. That is exactly why we started doing this. It really is. I mean, it was on the a little bit lower scale, just watching the regulars on his live streams and just messaging him and say, hey, you need to check this guy out. Wasn't trolling. It was just one of those friendly messages. And most people responded, but he changed venues. So, yeah, we decided we have to change our venue with it. And I'm glad that people are hearing about it and being warned. I mean, it makes me rest a little bit easier at night. I just hope more people hear it, you know? So we need to get busy sharing this stuff too, guys. Let everybody know. You guys have been really responsive. Really.
Jenny Penny. Where did Ernie find this Alicia publicist lady? You know, that's a damn fine question. Let's talk about that.
Yep.
You all remember when you had the publicist at the theme park in Florida, and who was really kissing his ass and telling him what a wonderful guy he was, and they paid for their little article to drop in all these newspapers, a little fake ass article. And then he kept bragging about, hey, new Donald Trump Jr., new Donald Trump Jr. Well, then somebody took it upon themselves to tag his shit with her shit and tag Donald Trump Jr. on Twitter. And then supposedly that publicist actually went on Twitter. She did actually go on Twitter, not supposedly.
Yeah.
She went on Twitter and said, we're stepping away because that's not what we want here. We don't want to be associated with that. We're stepping away. That's her.
Same one. Yep.
That's her.
So, yeah, she didn't step away for long, did she?
No, if you guys got Twitter accounts, look that up and see, point that out. Let them know that she's right back representing him. Especially with her telling people to go get warrants and stuff. I heard that being said a couple of times today, and her talking trash about this, that, and the other. Like she even said last night when John Loveday was on his panel that Jimbo was. I think she said I was a toxic friend. Dude, I ain't never been nothing but a good friend to Ernie. Nothing but a good friend to Ernie. Like, do you even have an inkling of an idea of how many of my family members and my closest friends have looked at me and said, what the fuck are you doing letting him back in your life over the years? Like, I'm being serious. Like, those are the exact words. Why would you have that thief, that friggin' con man who stole from you back in your life? So, yeah, for that woman to say that,
Yeah.
he has no idea. You have no idea who Ernie is and his background and who's been his friend and who hasn't. You're just now coming into the game, little miss. Take him to the theme park. So don't hand me that shit. You need to do some research.
Who said that?
His publicist.
Yeah, she was saying that he was being cyberbullied and all that kind of shit. It's like, really, dude? You need to look at who you're representing. He's the one that's got warrants for it.
I'd love to talk to her.
Yeah.
Like, you can't hide that shit. You're his publicist. Go ask Floyd County about his warrant. Summons, whatever. That's what you should do. But apparently there is some reason why you are set on working with Ernie motherfucking Shell.
Yeah.
So, hey, man, you tie your shit to the same boat. You both go down together, man. It's cool. Because he's going to sink you.
Yeah. Hey, and
about that.
And I'm seeing another shot that I missed from Catherine Wheelie. She said I made her feel bad when I call people that donate to Ernie stupid because she almost donated to him, but I helped her not do it by seeing me on his channel one night. And I don't. That's a poor choice of words for me to ever do that anyway. I shouldn't have grouped everybody in together and called people who donated to him stupid. To begin with, because for one, people work for their money, and it's their right to do whatever they want to with it. Now, I'm not a big donator to anything unless I have done a lot of research, and because even a lot of like really good causes, just depends on how you donate. They don't even get most of it. Like people who set up the donations and collectors and all that stuff get most of it. But I should never group everybody in and say that you're stupid or call anybody names for donating, because he is charismatic as all get out, like I said, and he could sell, what is that saying? A ketchup popsicle or something to a guy wearing white gloves. But he's good at what he does as far as talking to people, man. And And she was talking about how she was donating to the cause, not to Ernie, and his, and that's what I was telling him earlier. Like, if you're really teaching people about general awareness or child trafficking, and you're really putting forth a good effort to really help children, that's one thing. But when you use that as a front to collect money, and then you are attacking people left and right, women left and right, and you're talking about the definition of predator being one who preys on another, then that makes no sense. And but I didn't mean, I certainly didn't mean to offend anybody by blanketing everybody together and saying that they're stupid. But there's no excuse for it. I would say, well, Ernie made me mad that night, but that's not. There's no excuse for it. I just shouldn't have said it. So I'm sorry. Media marketing, promotions, etc. She seems to want to lead him on a better path or plan so far. I mean, she has given him some decent advice for sure. Now, his story about her being paid in full, I don't believe that for 1 second. Well, Ernie, I know him way too well.
Yeah.
He's probably saw something in him. He keeps talking about his curriculum that he wrote. And yes, he has told me about that curriculum before. And no, I've never seen it. I've never seen a notebook with it in it. I've never seen a hard drive with it on it. So I don't know where he's got it written down or where he's got his curriculum stored. But he does claim that has written a curriculum on child trafficking. Whether he has or not, that remains to be seen.
Right.
But I'm sure he's told her that, and like, hell, Tina thinks he's the Messiah.
No shit, dude. That was nutty, dude. Like, I listened to it again last night, and I was like, it's disturbing.
Yeah. I listened to it right before I came on here tonight. It was like, goodness gracious. What?
And she's the one calling other people evil.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
That's a good, probably well-educated assumption. Not today. Borrowed someone's work or plagiarized would be highly likely. So yeah. I noticed every time Ernie would try to hammer home a point today, he would say, "So there." There was once or twice I was like, "So there, what? What are you talking about? Like, you didn't say anything."
Right.
Like, well, I got people that'll vouch for me and say this. So there. Well, that's not, just because you con somebody else and they believe you don't mean that it's true. So there.
Yeah, it's sort of it's sort of like the response you gave Lisa. Oh, she got me. Same kind of thing with him. Yep. So there, you got us. Yeah, he was a matter of fact and a lot today. I don't even think he knows what half the shit he says actually means, man.
Yeah. And I don't know what's I'm seeing some text here, but like, I don't know, like the message I got this morning from Ernie was from his phone, talking about how they were getting ready to change some things up, and there was a bunch of different, like, it was a couple paragraphs long, the text, and the two different texts, and but it ended with, "This is Alicia." So, but it was coming from Ernie's phone, and well, Alicia is spelled on the text message Alecia. His publicist Alicia is spelled Alisha. So I don't know if she just, if Alicia spells her name a couple different ways, or if whoever's using Ernie's phone, Ernie, is spelling it incorrectly. I don't know, but you would think, like, I mean, if I'm going to say, if I'm going to sign my name James, I'm not going to spell it wrong. If I'm going to say this is James, by the way, I'm not going to actually spell it. This is Matt, by the way. Like, two completely different spellings. Like, it's not like it sounds the same and there's a letter or two different. Like, one is Alicia with a CIA, and the other one is Alicia, Alisha, Alicia. Like, so what's the deal? What's the deal? Now, some lady did go up on his panel last night and spoke like, with sounded educated and sounded like she knew what she was doing. But there you go, Lisa B. Cha-ching. Remember Ernie's video where he kept saying cha-ching sitting in his car. But there you go. Maybe she's a scammer also. Who knows? I don't know her. I don't know Alicia or Alicia. Who knows?
Yep.
Yep, there's the 3 different spellings that's been used right there.
Wow.
Oppositional effect has spelled it the 3 different ways that I've received it. Now, do you think the same person would spell that 3 different ways? I don't think so. But, who knows? If you only hear them on Ernie's Live tonight. What are they saying, Sunshine? I don't really plan to ever listen to another live stream of Ernie's unless I pointed to something that he said that's extremely derogatory or stupid. Then I may go and look at it with a timestamp, but I really don't want to, give it much more of my thought other than, bringing the receipts to try to make him do the right thing. Debunked. Let's borrow that word from Jamie. Hey, throw a heart up for Jamie. Jamie got passionate on his ass tonight, didn't he?
Jamie owned that situation and didn't have to Jamie out on him.
Jamie did the mic drop on him too. He's like, "Fuck you," and just left.
Yep.
Oh,
that was
like
beautiful.
a good old mic drop.
Yep. Yeah, Jamie's a good man. Really is. That's why when Ernie started that fucking lying about the assistant U.S. Marshals and all that shit, I was like, Ernie, that's bullshit.
Ernie didn't say that there was assistant U.S. Marshal, bro.
Huh?
Ernie didn't say there was assistant U.S. Marshals today.
He was talking about this brand new evidence out on Jamie.
Yeah, but he said that was an actor acting like an assistant U.S. Marshal.
Right.
He had set up.
Right. Okay.
Like he was actually making that. I know it's an Ernieism, but he was trying to buddy up to Jamie. I don't know if you caught that or not.
No.
But yes, he was. He was trying to be nice to Jamie. Hey, I want to talk to Jamie. I want to talk to Jamie. And when Jamie got on there, he was trying to be nice to him. And by all rights and accounts, I don't blame Jamie for being friggin' ferocious at him.
Yeah.
For the things he said. But that's what he was trying to do, was give an excuse to why he said it. Yep. He was claiming that a U.S. Marshal said that kind of thing and
tricked him
about the 10 kids. But then he went on to say how it was actually a video. Remember, he offered to send me the video, which I've never received. But he offered to send me the video of the lady acting like a U.S. Marshal or retired or something, reserve U.S. Marshal.
Yeah, reserve. I believe that's what it was. Yeah, reserve.
But yeah, now the video, I haven't seen it. And I would think if it was that important to him, he would have sent it. But yeah, he tried to backtrack on that. Yep. He tried to backtrack. So he wasn't saying legit U.S. Marshal. He said that, but he was saying that it was a video of a fake.
I got you.
U.S. Marshal. Of an Ernie U.S. Marshal.
Yeah, right. With his mall cop badge.
But yeah, Jamie's just said his piece, and then mic drop, exit stage left.
And like 20 minutes later, he's on his own, doing his own shit.
Yeah,
He was in chat talking smack to Ernie.
I saw it.
I was laughing. I was trying not to put it up on the screen so Ernie would stay calm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think it exists either. Not today. That's just another one of those things with I didn't do it type things. Wasn't me, or I don't know about it. But here's the reason why, and that's the reason why, and
What's Sean talking about in this comment? He loved the reaction to
result.
the text. He said he loved the reaction to the text about Georgia and Joe with Shelby. Oh yeah.
I've never been in jail in Georgia. Well, I know that, but you said you were. Oh, I don't remember that. Well,
And then I mentioned the hospital, and then we had to confirm. Yeah, dude, oh yeah, it is right.
Yeah.
When you showed that video
or
that picture, yeah.
Showed the picture of him talking about Shelby too. I don't remember writing that. That ain't even how I write. Yes, it is.
Oh, you popping. Oh, you.
Yeah, that was before his, autocorrect and that's back in the day when he was, one finger hunt and pecker typing, but yeah, that was definitely you sending me those messages. And he knows it. That's what he was trying to do today. He went on a I don't know, a media tour, I guess, trying to take back without apologizing. Now, he didn't apologize for anything, remember?
Right.
Unless, if I said it and if it wasn't warranted, then I might apologize. But what he was doing today was trying to make people see a different side of him. But I really think most people saw through it.
Yep. Most did. I mean, like I thought straight up when it started, I was like, man, he's just trying to get everybody off his ass so he can catch his breath.
Yeah.
Pretty much. You know what I mean? Like,
no,
he's tried misdirection before. Yeah.
Yeah, Tina said not even a blanket apology, and that's what I was trying to give him at least that option. I was like, dude, at least just say it, even if it's not, something you think everybody needs to hear. Just say, hey, I'm sorry to everybody that's been felt like they've been attacked. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do that anymore. But nope, it won't do it, man. He won't do it. I don't know if it's pride or just refusal to accept, blame for anything, but it's definitely not going to accept it, man. He's not going to backtrack and admit any wrong. He's not going to admit any wrongdoing. And that's the thing about, like, when we start talking about the trial, I mean, there's a possibility that Ernie's involved, and if there is any involvement from him, he's never, ever, ever going to admit it. Not even if you catch him talking about it, he won't admit it, because he won't even admit that he was rude to that Savannah, his mod.
Yeah.
He still claims that was a setup. He's got all the screenshots of how that was a setup. What do you mean it was a setup? Can you tell me what point
this espionage shit?
Let's say I sent somebody in to be a setup. Let's assume that he's correct and I'm trying to set him up.
Right.
What am I trying to achieve, and what information could I possibly get from him by having someone in his chat as a moderator?
I don't know. I mean, as a moderator, probably not much, but I mean, I could sort of see it if they were doing something illegal and then people found out about it, kind of thing. That might be, they're thinking the same terms, I guess, maybe. I don't know. I can't figure it out myself. because I laugh at it. It's espionage shit. Well, like we've said quite a few times, everything we do, we bring it straight out to you guys. Everything we find out, we don't sit on any information. So I don't understand their infiltration on us either. Now, it might be a thing because Jamie infiltrated them and is now spilling the beans about everything they did, but that might be what it is. Who knows?
There's a PayPal link for the Shelby calls as well. There's the Cash App we showed earlier, and there's a PayPal link for it. Those are, like I said, those are prison calls. They're the real deal. Not only does it cost money, but we have a female investigator who is literally spending time out of her day on the phone several times a day, sometimes with a convicted murderer. Even if you believe he's not guilty of that one, like he's got other crimes on his book. So there's she's really putting it out there on the line to bring you guys the words directly from him. Not no hearsay. Not we're gonna read it as he writes it from a letter from on a piece of paper and give you our interpretation. These are his words out of his mouth, which is pretty unique, I think. I mean, like I said, I'm not really familiar with a lot of things that go down on YouTube or have. I'm starting to research now and see some things, but I don't know that there's a whole lot of interviews with a convicted killer from behind the bars of prison actually going on live stream daily.
Yep.
This might be groundbreaking. I don't know. But anyway, hats off to you, our wonderful investigator. And there's the way you guys can help her out if you would. Save some of that money you guys are going to bid on Matt's ugly ass and send it to our
Well, you do realize she was the one running the auction, right?
me?
The girl in Hawaii was running the auction.
No, the girl in Hawaii's. Oh, you talking about our moderator?
Yes. I believe she's the one that started the auction.
Did she?
Yeah, pretty sure. I might be wrong, but if not, she was one of the first ones, and she threatened me with it earlier. So, I even seen some comments in that about Prayer Garden of America, smart asses.
Yeah, she's definitely not into me, so you can have that one, big guy.
Yep,
Prayer
she
Garden.
was. See, she just owned it. That's how you do it, Ern. That's how you own something. Yeah. Thanks for spending so much time with us today, guys. Really.
That's a good question. I'm curious to know if Shelby knows about Eric. Can we find out?
I believe that's one of the questions.
Yeah, let's.
I think the questions changed because of us being live today, but I think that was one of the ones that was on the list.
Yeah, here's my guess to that. Now, Ernie was employed there. I think he said in 2013, and the murder took place early in 2013. So I'm going to say that Shelby did not know about it then, but I'm going to say with Amber's troublemaking, big mouth having, stupid ass, that there's nothing that has been said publicly about Ernie that Shelby don't know. Because Amber, I guarantee you, is going to run and tell Shelby,
Yep.
Did you hear about this gay guy in prison or the halfway house that Ernie was a guard there and he took advantage of it. I guarantee it. Guarantee it.
Oh yeah, that's just her shit right there.
Yeah. It's right up her alley. So I'm gonna bet that Shelby has heard. Hey, let's have a little fun with it. If you think Shelby has heard about it, put a 1 in the chat. If you think he's not heard about it yet, put a 2 in the chat. Thank you, Dragon. Thank you, Dragon. I think I'm gonna start picking on Matt a little more because honestly, it makes me feel a little bit good. You know, like damn, I'm getting tired of picking on by PG and all these damn Ernie trolls.
So you say you need new material.
I need some release, man. I need a release.
I got you.
I'm gonna pick on Matt, and you guys, we'll just call it comedy fun.
It's all right, man. At least I can tie my shoes, man.
If y'all think Matt's going to go get me a warrant on me for cyberbullying, let me know and I'll stop.
I can promise you, you can go to bed tonight not worrying if you're going to wake up in handcuffs tomorrow, dude.
Yeah.
Or in bars.
Oh, my wife just said, now that you can't promise.
Oh God. Now
I'm worried. Now I'm worried. Listen, help me, YouTube. Help me.
Are you kidding me? You see this crap? I'm mean.
You are mean, dude. Matt, Spooky ML says he's mean.
He is mean.
Oh, goodness.
But he wants them to bet on him. I say they shouldn't have to show his face.
Yeah, that's right, dude.
I'm horrible. I didn't hear what she said. What'd she say?
She said, you won't show them your face, so they shouldn't have to show you their face. They're going to go on a blind date. Like, they're going to sit back to back.
A double blind
date.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's good. You're going to end up going out with
awesome.
You're going to think it's a woman until you get them home. Then you're going to go, oh, shit.
Thank you, Ziggy. Thank you. We love the Ziggy channel, too, especially when you guys get have a little fun with old Ern. Now, it was Ziggy's channel where Jenny Penny's often on there, right? I think she was on. I think
I've seen Jenny Penny on Griff's before, but
I think Jenny Penny was on Ziggy's channel the night
on the panel.
Yeah, I think she was on.
Yep.
On Ziggy's panel the night me and Ernie went on there.
Yep.
Confirm if you can. No, she was not. But you have been on her panel, right? She does. She don't go on Griff's. Oh, she does not go on Griff's.
Okay.
Jenny
My bad.
Griff. Kristen R. I'm on YouTube Live. Yes, Jenny Penny. Yes. See, I thought she was on the
panel
on Ziggy's. Yeah, I think she goes on Ziggy's every now and then, and I know she was on there like when they were giving Ernie hell because Ernie made a bunch of accusations at Jenny Penny. You know, she spoke out against him and kind of giggled. You know, when the girls were gushing over him, like like she didn't really get it. You know,
right.
And so Ernie all of a sudden is making her out to be one of the biggest human traffickers on the face of the earth. You know,
that makes me.
Yeah, she goes on mine. I'm her favorite person. There you go, Ziggy. There you go. So, somebody sent me a message earlier and asked me, and I'm going to accept. So, one night soon, I'm going to be going on Josh's channel. Do we know what the name of that channel is?
The Lab.
The Lab. Yes, the Lab. So I'm going to go on. I knew that. I'm just amped up, you know. But okay, last bid $500. You got him. He's yours, Giovanna. $500. Case closed, auction over. You got him. But hell, $500 is a lot of money.
I know, dude.
But the stand gets all that money. That's going towards the show.
What, you think I'm not worth it, man? Really?
I don't know if anybody's worth it.
Don't hurt my feelings in front of everybody, Jimbo. Please.
Yeah, I'm looking.
No, they ain't a man alive that I have not ever met that's worth $500.
See, she almost got herself in trouble.
Why is she so mean to me, dude?
She mean to everybody, man. She mean to
I
everybody.
ain't had my medicine yet.
Told you,
Oh.
dude. You gotta go get that meds.
You better you better do a hook shot with that med to her, dude.
Josh is a good guy. Beware of some others. Yeah, I'm careful about where we go and end up because I'm hopefully not gonna open myself up for a Pearl Harbor type thing. But Josh, I mean, he came on our panel and was super, super nice. And
Yeah, he was cool as hell.
And a lot of people had good questions for him, and he answered them. And he had good questions. And I look forward to going on there and chatting, and talking a little bit, and maybe meeting some new subscribers that are not new, but some of his subscribers that I haven't met yet. So, and then when I say meet, of course, I'm talking about interact with online. But Giovanna said that $500 would buy a lot of Pioneer things, honey.
Anyway, I was just joking, Kemper. I still wouldn't give it to a man I didn't know, but I'm not her. Of course, I've been married for a very long time, so I take his money.
The lab has an excellent reputation. That's what I've heard. And I say like, we don't really care what anybody thinks, but the truth is, we do care what people think. Now, there's going to be trolls and people who, of course, we're going to offend when we out or bring up information that they don't like. But the goal here is to bring the truth, and some people ain't going to like it. But we do want to have a reputation for doing just what we say we're going to do, and that's go and provide you with documents, documentation, receipts. I guess that's the new term people use. And so that's what we're going to bring. But I started this with, we do care about our reputation. That matters. I mean, there's a lot of popular channels, a lot of channels with a lot of subscribers that even though they're very successful, it's at a cost, and it's some of it's doing underhanded things and or just flat out spreading false stuff, and that's not the way we want to do it. We want to have a successful channel. We want to have a bunch of subscribers, but we also want to do it with we want those people to come here because they feel that we're genuine. We're not gonna bring you any lies. If we bring you something and it turns out to be untrue, you know what we're gonna do?
We're gonna tell you.
We're gonna own it, right? Yep. We're gonna tell you, yeah, hey, our bad, false information, and we're not gonna say, we're not gonna say because Ziggy told me, it's Ziggy's fault. Ziggy told me this, and I went and told you guys. Nope, doesn't matter. It's our job, and if we bring it to you and it's false, we will own it.
Yep.
So, sorry, Ziggy, I was just using you as an example. Not that you would ever give us any false information. But I really had a lot of fun on Ziggy's channel. And I want to give Ziggy a lot of credit. Hey, throw a heart up for Ziggy if y'all don't care, because really we got a bump in subscribers after that night. That was the very first time since all this began that Ernie Shell and myself were
face to face, so to speak.
Having conversation for everybody to see. So,
and you definitely did well with it. Of course, he did that deflection and lying and can't remembering and that kind of stuff then too. So, but it was actually a lot of entertainment. I could see why people be like, man, I gotta go see what this guy's about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been somewhat eventful recently. McDonald's showdown. I did see where he first seen you walk in, man.
Yeah. Oh, that picture is just friggin' what?
Yep. Like, holy shit. And then he's like, I knew you would. That's why I did it. Like, no,
Yeah.
you didn't, Ernie.
Yeah, I saw you. I knew he's coming. I knew he's coming. Mm-hmm. I knew
Yeah,
it.
he always knows, don't he?
Of course he does. He's the colonel. You can't slip one by Ern.
That's right. Oppositional effect. You got to bring nothing but facts. Sometimes the facts hurt, and a lot of times facts are frowned upon because it's not the pretty fake reality people want them to be. But we're not here for fake realities. We're here to warn people about other people's um, basically attacks on society, on their neighbors, on their families. So, yeah.
I know what he said, Tony. I know exactly what he said. I'll tell you here in a second. Did anybody actually catch what he said when I walked in? And you see this look? Like I posted it. There's a look on his face when I walked around that corner.
Yep.
Does anybody know what he said? If you do, type it in the chat.
I'm trying to remember, man. Only seen it twice, man.
All right. I'm posting it for you. There's what he said. You really going to do this here?
That's awesome.
Well, yes, honey. We are.
That's beautiful. You see, that's the look of laying a fresh turd in your pants.
Yeah. Although he says that he knew I was going to show up, he was completely shocked. Completely shocked. My intention was not to intimidate or scare him, though. I mean, that wasn't it. I wanted him and me to be sitting close enough to each other to where he knew that we were going to tell some facts. You know, you can say anything over the internet. Remember Tony's theme song for Ernie, by Brad Paisley. What's the name of that song?
Oh, hell.
Something online.
Can't remember.
Could be anything online by Brad Paisley. But yeah, it's he's a black belt, prom king, new car, all that stuff. You can have all that stuff online, but when you look, you stare into somebody else's face, you can't pass off the bullshit all the time. So much cooler online. Yes.
Yeah.
I knew Tony would know because that's Tony. Tony's friend, Bernie Smells, is one of the most intelligent people that we've ever seen. And his skits, I think, honestly, do me a favor, guys. Throw us up I wish there was a hockey mask emoji.
I know, dude. I've looked for it too, man. When I was
throw an X in the chat. Throw an X in the chat if you think Bernie Smells needs to have one night a week, a new skit, at least 5 minutes a segment just for Bernie Smells. Maybe 5 to 10 minutes just for Bernie Smells. They are calling your name, Bernie. Calling your name. That's something that Matt and I have talked about a little bit too. We as we grow a little bit here, we want to organize things a little bit better, and we've already started taking notes and trying to touch on things as we go, and don't let anything get by us that we wanted to talk about. but and outlining kind of what we want to talk about, when we want to talk about it during the broadcast. But we would like to have better organization down the road and kind of have it set up, for certain things to be covered at a certain time, and then like a question and answer segment. We may be doing a skit soon. There you go, boys. There we go. Old Bernie.
Well,
But I just think that would make it run smooth, and then we'll still have a one night a week where we might just have roundtable and do what we're doing right now. But for right now, one segment during the evenings could be phone call from prison. Just an idea, just spitballing or whatever y'all call that. Yes, Bernie. We need Bernie's comic relief. It is awesome. It is awesome. I'm gonna tell you guys, like, it had me in tears, literal tears, when he fell, when he got attacked by the rubber bullets. Like, I just
blasted.
didn't see that coming.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Goes, oh God, it was just awesome. It was awesome. Only 10 million. What the fuck is he doing the rest of his month? He's slacking. What are you talking about, 10 million? Sean?
I don't know. I'm looking, but
yes, gossip. The stand. What about his phone they took that he didn't have, but then took a phone call on his phone? I'm confused. Yeah, actually, took a couple phone calls because there.
He tried to say it was Messenger.
Yeah, but right there at the end, he was also setting up his meeting, right?
Yep.
On his phone. Hang on, guys. Hang on. Let me. But even with his messenger, you still got your phone, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's using his phone, even if it's just your messenger. Like, he wasn't, when he was talking about them taking his phone away from him, he wasn't talking about making calls. He was talking about him seeing things online, right? That's the way I took it. There you go. There's the link for by quick. There it is. There is the link for the unedited newest Shelby call. That's powerful stuff, guys. Powerful stuff. Not today. I don't think so. I heard them playing a bit earlier, but is it on your channel? Oh, the link. Yeah, that's probably what you're talking about. The link. The Not Today 2.0 channel has all the phone calls on it, doesn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Up to date, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I think either you or her or both have posted the JPay messages too.
Yeah. I posted 2 of them for sure.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of those. We need to start going over those a little bit too. They are a little bit harder to decipher because you kind of have to read. At least it's not his handwriting, but it's very, with not much punctuation, and you can tell it's somebody who doesn't have a whole lot of education. So it's kind of hard to decipher or understand a lot of it. It's a lot easier to listen to him talk than it is to try to understand what he's trying to write. Yes, John, those phone calls are very interesting.
It's a different take, a different aspect that you don't normally get the experience,
Right.
I mean, how often do you get to ask some questions to a guy that is in prison for murder and he's got a brother that's out here attacking people, preying on people? I mean, Shelby even said he preys on women. He used the word prey. Like, you don't get to do that every day. You don't get to do that. That's really cool. I mean, I know it's been a crazy experience for me, you know, because like I said, it ain't every day you get to do that. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
had friends in jail and stuff like that, but nothing happening quite like this situation.
What's a different dynamic? Like his brother, is this guy who's out here. Everybody's questioning. Like he's either, make no mistake, it's people either love Ernie or they hate Ernie.
Yep.
Like you know, there's no people on the fence. Well, there may be some people on the fence, but they don't stay on the fence long. They decide pretty quick whether, hey, this guy's legit or full of shit. And and it's pretty balanced, to be honest with you, like a 6-6. I don't know if everybody caught that.
Yep, I sure did.
But anyway, this there's it's a different dynamic when he's talking about his brother, and then you factor in all the like the fact that Ernie is the one who's out of prison and has the following, and Shelby's in prison for a heinous, vicious crime, and Shelby's like super respectful and won't even hardly cuss in front of our lady inspector. Won't even use a bad word, a wordy dirt. He won't even do that. But then, Ernie, who's out and supposed to be a predator hunter, is controversial and has had arguments with women and plays the blame game on everything. So it's just so ironic that the difference in those two. And then there's that X factor where I've pointed out several times that, hey, they're both telling you pretty much the same story about what they think happened or what they know happened. But Ernie says it's Shelby. Shelby says it's Ernie. So either way you look at it, it's just, I mean, you couldn't even write a script. Like Ernie's book that he was going to write about the trial couldn't even have been better for that.
Right.
Money to Shelby. No money to Shelby. No. We're not sending Shelby money, period. We're not his sugar mammies or sugar daddies or nothing like that. The only thing that the money that is donated for the phone calls is for the phone calls. That's it. We won't be hooking Shelby up with commissary and stuff like that. Like it's not like that. It's not like that at all. And that's something I've been personally trying to avoid being seen as if like we're jumping on sides here. We're providing you the information. That's it. Like we're giving you what was said in the trial and what Ernie says and what Shelby says, and that's it. You decide. The jury couldn't decide. It was 6-6. But after all said and done, Shelby's in prison and he pled guilty. He confessed and was caught on tape, got a hung jury, and then later on he pled guilty. So that's a double down, in my opinion. But even still, with all that, and I told Ernie today, like you guys heard me, there was a couple times nearly 700 people in the chat, and I was pretty clear, like, if I'm sitting on that jury, I cannot convict Shelby beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yep.
I just can't, man. And this is coming from the guy who recorded his confession. Like, so I know he's lying. I know he's lying about a lot of stuff. But with what was presented in court, and even what he's saying now, like, there's no way if I get all that information and that's all I've got is what's provided in court, there's no way that I would convict Shelby Shell guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, because there is a reasonable doubt. They provided it. Ernie still couldn't explain the car. And when you point out certain things about it, he don't remember. So he just caught up with the chat here.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Prisoners have access to internet. I think not like where they can watch YouTube or anything like that. Or I think
it's just for correspondence. I think.
Well, no, I think there's like they can download a movie if there's a certain amount of money or something. There's things they can do, and then the JPay is kind of like a instant messaging system, kind of like Messenger, but not instant. You send a message. It's like a mix between Messenger and email. Would you say that not today? Would you think it's kind of like a mix between Messenger and email? Because it's not quite as fast as Messenger, because he has to wait until he gets to use the computer monitor, whatever it is. But copy that. That's not Ernie. No, I'm just kidding. Copy that. Copy.
Yeah, he did drop one of those during that live stream.
Yeah. I kind of laughed. I was like,
Well, that and then the weapons. The weapons.
Yeah, I told him to be careful with those weapons.
Dude, I literally had to mute when he said that shit. Yeah, I was laughing so hard.
Yeah. He's always projecting some kind of I don't know, like I said, a story. He's always telling a story, even if it's not directly telling it. Picture of Ernie's really funny. Yeah, I need to take it down, Donna.
Yeah. It's about the equivalent of Lisa Williams on there.
Oh my goodness!
I'm just glad you haven't put Prayer Garden up there.
Oh my
Thank
gosh!
you.
I don't want, man. Honestly, I don't want to stir that pot up. I don't want that thing coming after me and talking. Like,
I was gonna say, don't run off these new people, dude.
She's got like I don't even know how big's her channel. I mean, she's got a pretty good following, don't she?
I want to say it's like 4,000 or maybe a little bit more. I can't remember. I could be wrong, but
yeah.
I mean, she's got a good amount of people that follow her, and I mean, I've seen some of her streams, and I mean, you don't have the craziness you do in Ernie's chat, but it's still somewhat out there. Like a lot of conspiracies, a lot of what ifs, and you know what I mean? Like, I don't get it.
Good night, Virginia. Thank you for coming in and hanging out with us for a little while. Thank you for tuning in earlier, and thank you for all the support. We appreciate that.
Yep.
Hello, Catherine. Ernie is pure evil drama. You're right. I agree. I think, and I've said this Ernie that we see is not the Ernie I've known for 20 years. It's just not. Over the last couple of years, he's been a different guy. Did you know Prayer Garden came? Let's see, what was that? No, I did not know Prayer Garden came from your channel. Ziggy, you want to come on for a couple minutes? Ziggy's got one of those voices people like to hear too. It's just kind of fun.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I will send you a link if you want it. If you want to come on and talk a little bit. Good night, River Blue. Good night. PG has zero facts. I'm not even, I don't even know that much about her channel. I know like she gushes over Ernie. And they gave him hell on her channel one night, I thought. And then now the one lady, is it on Gigi's or PG's channel? The lady with the real thick accent.
Yes.
Yeah, she's kind of interesting, I think. But
You need help, Ernie.
yes. So
You need help. I'm like, damn, dude. She called you out.
yeah. And then he got mad at her. Why what do you mean I need help? What are you talking about? You don't know what you're talking about. So
Sorry, guys. I'm reading comments. You guys are doing great. You've kept me intrigued tonight.
I just dropped a link for for Gigi for Ziggy, and usually when I put a link out there, here comes Poon or somebody.
Right. Right.
Oh, yeah. What's
dude? It was funny on Jamie's today.
Who was that kept trying to come in? Could you see his backstage?
He said he thought it was Tina. I think the handle had the name Tina in it or something.
Yeah.
But he's like, go suck a titty. You know, all that shit that he does. I'm just like, who is that, Jamie? He's like, I was then fucking around.
Jamie's one of the most entertaining guys, man. Like you can
I love it.
You don't even have to watch it, man. You just turn it on and listen to it right down in the road in the car, and just like, this guy is so fun, so fun, and like you can tell, man, he believes in everything he says. Like he's passionate as all get out, man, and he's not gonna take what they're throwing at him lying down. You
won't find a better person. You won't. And you always know where you stand with Jamie.
Hello, Ziggy. How are you?
How are you guys?
Doing pretty good.
Hello.
You are seriously, I'm not even lying. You're my favorite channel.
Thank you.
I've spent so many hours like watching all the things you have posted about Ernie and that court hearing. That's like really fascinating.
Thank you. Yeah, that wasn't even the intention of getting all that stuff. But once we started going through it, it was like, gosh, we got to share this.
Yeah, it's gold, Mom.
Yeah,
it really is.
How did you? Because the first time I heard of you is when you were on my panel, and I'm so sorry, I don't know who Matt or I don't know your history really well yet with Ernie or anything like that. But how did you guys like start this channel, or when did you decide to come and speak out about Ernie?
Goodness, I would have to say, I mean, we've been working on this for, what was it, 8 months, I guess? And then
it started in response to all his social media attacks, and because that's the way he wanted to handle things, and accusations, basically, long story short, there, in Newport, Tennessee, that's where that Predator Hunter Nation was their home base, I guess. And they were making all these claims about all these wonderful things they did. And some of the locals, and that's, Matt's hometown, some of the locals were just questioning, hey, these people are saying all this stuff. Show us what you've done. And then instead of showing them, they attacked them, like, how dare you question us, and then they started picking fights with the ladies in the community groups on Facebook. It started with Facebook. And then, we started Matt started a Facebook page, and I contributed as much as I could. But as far as the pages, I don't even know that Matt was real familiar with how to do it either. But
no, I had no idea what I was doing, dude.
Oh, but, the page was doing well, and then Ernie Ernie went to YouTube and was kind of getting these bigger audiences and trying to just basically spread his lies and innuendos and just trash.
Disease.
The only way we could, get our message out to the audience that he had was to do it on YouTube. And
well, I love what you guys are doing. I think you guys are going to really take off here, and your channel's going to really do well. Because I feel like you're coming from a place of, even though you joke around, make some jokes and stuff, maybe on Ernie. At Ernie's expense, I feel like it's all out of really love. He needs help. And every time I see him walking in the middle of all these cars and stuff, I just feel like we're going to see him get killed live.
Yep.
One of these days. Or, if he's driving around like that, in this like state of mind, whether it's, you say he's not, you don't think he uses. Is that something, did you guys ever ask Shelby that?
Shelby says he does believe Ernie's a drug user.
Yeah, he has mentioned it. I know of at least one time in these calls.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
So,
if that's true that he didn't have drugs in his system for that arrest, and they didn't freaking admit him into a hospital, that seems like, if he would have got out and got hurt, that would have been a major lawsuit. I don't understand why they wouldn't have put him in a hospital.
Right. And then, like you said, what if he leaves that place, gets in a vehicle and runs into a family and kills a bunch of people on accident on the road because he's, for whatever reason it is, not stable. Then you got issues like, why did you set him loose from the police station without drug testing him? And they did not drug test him. Ernie, now he went back on his claim today. When I asked him about it, he said he didn't remember. He didn't think so. But when yesterday and the day before, I took a drug test. I took a drug test. That's why they didn't charge me with drugs, and they let me go 2 hours later. Well, one of our moderators here actually called and talked to the jail. They don't even drug test there at all.
Right. I heard that.
Unless it's ordered by a judge or something.
Yeah.
I figured that they blood test him at a hospital beforehand, but
no, they said if he had went to the hospital and then, which he should have, honestly, but then they could have got the officer to collect the blood sample from the hospital, but they didn't. I guess the initial arrest was just get this lunatic off the road before he gets ran over and really causes a scene. But
I just don't know how they can make a charge like that stick. So does he still have this charge, or was it really dropped? If they didn't test him, how are they going to prove, it wasn't some type of mental illness?
I don't think they tested him. And I don't know that they will be able to make it stick. If he's got a decent lawyer, which it'll probably be a public defender. But even Ernie said that they would probably drop it to, what was it?
Vagrancy.
So,
so apparently it sounds like he's been in that situation before, possibly.
Yeah. And I think he got off easy.
Yeah.
Because like you said, if they test him and there is nothing in his system, then he's got to be evaluated mentally. Right? You would think, for God's sake. Now, we know in Georgia that he was sent to a hospital and kept on a medical 1013, which was, you're either a danger to yourself or others.
Yep. So
the doctor had to release him, and I think it was a minimum of 7 days, I think he said in that text. But, he's been in situations where he's been institutionalized or kept in facilities, but he always gets to leave, and there's never any consequences for him. And that's probably one of the biggest issues. Like, he just keeps getting away with it.
Is he a felon?
No.
Wow. He's been able That's incredible.
Yes, that's what we said.
Uh,
Now, there's been a lot of talk, and we can't prove it. And that's why we don't really post anything about it or say anything about it. But with the behavior and like there's documented arrests for a lot of things, but nothing ever sticks. So there's been a lot of talk that he may be a confidential informant.
wow.
And
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, with the amount of stuff that he's done and gotten by with, and being right up underneath the noses of law enforcement, I mean, there's not. I've said it's either he's using his mental health as his get out of jail free, or he's a confidential informant.
Yeah.
I'm leaning more toward him manipulating with his disease.
actually, Mama G, I don't know if you saw that or if you're just asking me for whatever reason, but absolutely yes. I did notice on his arms, he had several bruises on his arms, like on the inside of his elbow and on his forearms. There were bruises. I did see bruises.
Hmm.
But I don't know if you saw that like during the live stream, if you could actually see that or why. if there's a specific reason why you're asking that, but yes, there were bruises on his arms.
See, I was real surprised that he didn't have, like, all it was a public intox excluding alcohol, because I would think he would have had some kind of drug on him or paraphernalia, something. He got arrested one time with a needle, didn't he?
Hypodermic instrument. Yeah, he claims that was for painting hockey masks. And we have an actual legitimate hockey mask painting expert in
Yeah,
here.
I've seen him. Yeah.
And he says there's absolutely no reason for a hypodermic instrument.
Well, and let me ask you this: was he still trying to revive his mask making career at that time? Because hadn't he quit making them in 19?
Actually, when he left for New York,
Yeah.
I didn't remember this, but I've seen it in some of the texts between his sister and I when he was missing.
Yeah.
He actually left his bag with all his mask and gear in my house. And he gave a bunch of his stuff to my cousin's husband as if he was done with it. So, yeah,
I wonder why he would have that then.
It's a good question. It's a good question. But I'll tell you the answer. I know the answer if I ask him that.
Stinging operation.
No.
You met him. You met Ernie through wrestling. Is that correct? Or
Yes. I was a professional wrestler.
mm-hmm.
I was also a wrestling promoter, which I owned a wrestling organization. And so we kind of put on the events, like I wrote the storylines and, promoted.
And Matt, have you met? Your name's Matt, right?
Right.
Have you met him personally, or just had interactions online?
No, I've never met Ernie. I do know Tina and Xander because they're headquartered in my hometown. So,
Tony said he actually had a Part 8 hockey mask with him in New York.
mm-hmm.
So,
but yeah, I can assure you that Tina and Xander's just as scandalous and crazy
Yeah, I
as
was
what
looking
Ernie
them up
is.
today, looking into them because I didn't know who they were really. I've just heard their names surrounding Ernie. I honestly didn't really know much about Ernie. I knew of him, but just recently, like, had he really started coming around to my channel? And yeah, then I started looking into him after some of his crazy behaviors.
Well, I was going to say, I know when he first started his channel up really on YouTube, he started really trying to target going on people's panels, as many people as he could, and then he would find who he was going to try to cling to.
Well, he was also trying to promote his channel, I felt like.
Yeah, exactly. That's why he was.
He goes around to. I knew what he was doing. I knew exactly what he was doing. He would go from my channel to my channel to like Doug's panel to Benny's to wherever he can get in front of audience and promote himself.
He was a panel whore.
And
But
that's where a lot of the stuff that really grabbed my attention was the way he was talking to some of these ladies on these panels.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they weren't gushing over him, then he would go at them.
did he? Does he get like attention from women in real life at all? Because I don't know. He just seems to think he is so like hot shit or something.
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't. He's
I was gonna say I wouldn't think so, but
his hygiene is terrible.
yeah.
And not that he's ugly. I'm just saying, his hygiene's bad. He's he smells bad a lot of the times, and his teeth are not in great shape. But and he don't project it on his channel, but he's got a low self-esteem. Like he'll sit there hunkered over with a ball cap pulled down over his eyes. You can't, like he's hiding from the world most of the time.
Yeah.
So, kind of like when Tammy was talking about him being at her house, like he was a different person.
Yep.
She met him as the predator hunter, and he was, bold and boastful. And then when he got there, he was like in his phone, was head down all the time. And
Yep.
so, yeah, there's definitely a different side to him in person than what he projects online.
I know she said he acted like he was a kid, like a 10-year-old, the way he sat, the way he did everything.
Yeah.
She even said that he was oddly shaped, talking about his arms being skinny and all that, and how he had to wear all kinds of shirts to bulk up. And, so that I can see that self-esteem thing. Plus his voice, he always makes it a point to talk about how gravelly his voice is. And you can tell he's got issues with his self-esteem.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I feel I sometimes I catch myself feeling really bad for him.
Well,
I know
I mean,
like,
anybody like that, I see somebody suffering, I'm gonna feel bad.
yeah. I know
But
he's
the thing
suffering.
is I know.
he's-
Well, I was gonna say I know he's making other people suffer.
Yeah, that's
And
the
that's
thing.
the problem.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is people think like you guys are picking on him, or I'm picking on him, or other people. No, he's hurting other people. That's the thing. I mean, and he's possibly going to end up killing himself. Something needs to happen.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Or getting himself killed.
Yeah.
You guys don't make fun of him or anything. Like not in a real like. No.
Not over his sickness. No.
No.
We laugh about his lies and that kind of stuff, but we don't. We've begged him to get help for a while.
And honestly, if you want, like he's desperate to be a celebrity. Like that's what he wants. He wants to be famous. Like he claims he's an actor, and he's working on his next project, his next film, and all this stuff. And I mean, if you want to be famous, then you better be prepared to take the mockery that comes along with it. Like there are going to be people who are going to use things that, especially when you make it, as he says, too easy to find stuff that is. You better be prepared and have a thick skin if you're going to act the way he acts.
When you put yourself in the eye of the public like that, it's going to happen no matter what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, even here on YouTube, when you become a creator, like you have to learn how to deal with the hate.
There's been a little bit, but for the most part, man, everybody's been awesome.
Well, most of the people that hate our channel, they just hate Matt.
That's it.
Yeah, that's.
I try not to hurt his feelings, but I get all these messages all the time, and like Jimbo, the show
I
is
think
awesome.
you guys are great. Like seriously, I think you guys have big hearts, and I don't look at you guys. I think you're doing a great thing.
Thank you, and that really makes us feel good. Like it really does push us to keep doing what we're doing, because the positive feedback, every now and then we will get negative Nancy.
You might save somebody's life. You might end up saving his life. You never know.
Well, I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah.
I know with what we've done in the past, it has actually gotten people out of his path. So again, that's one reason we went to the social media and not doing it so private. And just, hey guys, look out for this guy. You know.
Yep.
I can't believe he has a kid. Like, I didn't. Does he just have one that you know of?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
not many people know about that because he don't talk about it. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Sensitive subject. The kid, I mean,
well, he uses it though, like it's sensitive, and he'll break down in tears and everything about how he doesn't get to see him, but we've actually talked to his ex-wife, and she's told us flat out he can see his son whenever he wants. I've told him all he's got to do is call me, and I will take him to meet him, and they can hang out. But she doesn't trust Ernie to take him by himself and go places, and you got to understand that.
Yeah.
Just from
wow.
Even if you don't think Ernie's crazy, then you think well, people are out to get him all the time because he tells you that everywhere he goes, people are trying to kill him or trying to hurt him. So even if you believe he's telling you the truth, then you don't want your kid to be alone with him in case somebody tries to hurt him. So,
well, I'm glad to hear that it sounds like his baby mama or his ex-wife seems to have, trying to protect the kid, and sounds like she's got a good head on her shoulders.
She does. She's got other children, and she's worked, like her whole life, like in a school. I'm not sure that she's a teacher, but she worked at a school for a long time, and like I think she said 17 years or something like that.
How did he get her? Or was she?
I don't know. It's they were both younger, quite a bit younger. I think he was 16. So yeah.
16. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. How many years is between Ernie and Shelby?
I want to say 3 or 4.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's a guess. I'm thinking that's right around the correct time.
And the girl's the
youngest. Go ahead.
Is the girl the
Shelby
youngest?
37 or 38 right now?
Shelby?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think he might be 38. This would be
because I know Ernie's like 41 or 42.
42.
Yeah.
So, but there is when you said the girl's the youngest, there's like a bunch of those kids. They have now there's 3 that have the same parents. That's Shelby, Ernie, and Melissa, I think. And Melissa's the youngest of those 3, I believe. And but then Amber, she's younger than those 3, and then there's at least 3 more sisters and 2 more brothers, but different fathers.
Okay. See, I was thinking just the 3 because I saw them in those like court videos you had up. Shelby, Ernie, and Amber.
Yeah. And Amber's not even with the same father. Like Melissa is the sister that's a Shell. Amber's a Madden. But yeah, there's
Shell, Madden, and the Ledfords, right?
Yeah. Now Ledford is her. When I say her, I'm talking about Ernie's mom. That's her current husband, is Ledford. He's been pretty much the father of the family since he met the mom. So it's an odd family dynamic. With so many different branches and hard to keep up with, really.
Right.
But, and there's so many different personalities. Like he's got a couple of sisters that are just, there's no way in the world you'd ever think would be Ernie or Shelby or any of them's
Really? Are they
Yeah.
educated?
educated
Yeah.
nurses or nurses assistants. They're both, and they work and, educate, like you said, they're well spoken. And they look out for her. They try to, but there's only so much you can do. They try to talk to him and give him an ear. And Angel was born after Melissa. Okay. So there's Spooky knows a little bit about the family. There's Angel, Angelia, and Angela, right? Like there's three of them in the name, I think.
Yeah, we were just talking about that the other day.
Yeah. Do you know where Amber falls into that, Spooky?
But does Ernie and Shelby both have the same mom and dad though?
Yes. Ernie, Shelby, and Melissa have the mom, and their dad is Mac Shell. And Ernie was telling us earlier today that about his dad killing a guy, was charged with murder, and then Shelby almost instantaneously was called our investigator and was telling her a different story about that. Like, said that it was in defense of his children and the guy that he was never charged. So, but yeah, they've seen a lot of things, those children. And
that's sad.
Yeah. And Shelby, which you'll get to that probably if you're watching the trial stuff, but like he was determined to be intellectually disabled. So the death penalty was taken off the table because of that.
Yeah.
So, and then they were going to give him life without parole. That was what they were seeking. And then after the mistrial, Shelby pled guilty to avoid life without parole.
Was in that case, was Shelby and Ernie both on, like, were they defendants, both of them, or just Shelby? And
No.
Ernie was the star witness for the prosecution.
Because, man, like, a lot of people were questioning Ernie's, like, character in that trial. And
yep.
And because he was trying to say that Shelby, killed the guy. Right. So, but I don't know.
Yeah, he
got me questioning if he's somehow involved in this.
That's what a lot of people are saying now, and even myself. Like, but Ernie wasn't on trial. But make no mistake, the defense put Ernie on trial. Like they presented an alternate story to Shelby being the murderer, and their alternate story was Ernie was the murderer.
Yep.
And the jury was hung 6-6. Yeah, and the jury was hung 6-6. It wasn't like one juror or two jurors
right
held out. It was like divided right down the middle.
Well, I mean, they even show at the end in the final arguments. They show the video of the car that Ernie drove all the time, leaving the scene of a crime.
Yeah, as like the house was set on fire.
Yep.
Trying to destroy evidence, and as the blaze comes out of the ceiling, they call it the flare. As you see the flare in the house, the car that the 2012 Dodge Caliber drives away on the surveillance video across the street.
Yep. That's why you probably heard Ernie say a lot, Jimbo, I had nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Come on, Jimbo.
They probably both had something to do with it, and Shelby just kind of took all the blame because why both of them go down?
Yep.
Probably what he's thinking.
Yeah.
Well, it's either they both did it or Ernie helped him try to do in the evidence.
Yeah.
It's one of the two. Because I don't think Shelby's innocent. If he is, and he claimed that he was set up and he still went through a guilty plea, it don't make sense to me. You know what I mean? I don't care how intellectually disabled you are. You're talking about prison over something you did not do.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and that tape you had of him confessing, like him trying to say that was he was
Faked.
convinced to do that, or it was a joke or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have to be an awful good actor to pull it off the way he did if that was a joke.
Yeah. And it sounds like he's capable too, because he has other things, like he did that hostage thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Took a couple people hostage while he was in.
Yeah, he pretended to be Meals on Wheels, went to elderly people's homes, and when they opened the door, he would rob them and leave them tied up.
Yeah,
So,
sounds like he's definitely capable.
yeah. You see, and throughout life, you know, like Ernie's never displayed that kind of behavior, but his ability to tell the truth has always been terrible, and that's what came into play, and people started questioning, you know, his credibility, and it really, you know, everybody, including his family, got up there and testified that Ernie was dishonest. He had like 4 family members testify that he's dishonest, and then he had a couple girlfriends, ex-girlfriends, come up there and testify that he's known for being dishonest. I mean, it's just, you know, people, person after person who knew him and had knowledge of him over the years that never knew him to be honest about anything.
Yeah, I liked what you said the other day, where you were like, all right, it must have been a live or something I was rewatching. I don't know where it was from, but you said you either have to assume that Ernie is lying all the time or something like that, right? Or that he, I don't know what you said, but it made sense. Like you have to assume he's pretty much lying every single thing he says.
Right.
Well, yeah, because, you know, he tells so many lies that even when he tells the truth, like it ruins the credibility of his truth.
Yeah.
Like if he's going to lie about simple little things like, you know, a date or a
Publicist.
Publicist or a certification, anything, just, and then you want to, you know, when it comes down to a big issue, then why would you expect us to believe you're telling the truth about that when you lied about all this other stuff?
Dude, when he said that in that recording you have of him, when he said go back, that freaks me out.
Yep.
He kept using back.
Yeah, and you know what's funny about that is, and that's the reason why I played that, is because this Don Wells situation, like,
Yeah.
Ernie's, you know, he was dying to interview Don Wells, dying to interview him because Ernie's the great investigator, and he kept pointing out that Don Wells referred to Summer as she was a tough little girl, and he says, "Why did you say was in the past tense?" You know, and he hammered him over it. Like, you don't slip. That's subconscious. You don't slip of the tongue like that unless you know she's gone. Well, why do you say back? Why do you say I didn't go back?
Right.
Why didn't you just say I didn't go?
He kept saying that. He said that later in your I watched that pretty much that whole thing. He said it several times throughout
He said
that.
3 times in like a 10-minute time frame. You know, 3 times in 10 minutes. He says, I didn't go back.
Yeah. Why? That doesn't even make sense. Like, I thought you weren't there to begin with, right?
Yep.
So why? What do you mean go back?
Exactly. For him to go back, that means he'd had to been there previously.
Is that a place he would hang out?
What, at that guy's house?
Yeah.
He says he never met him. Said
Yeah, I was going to say, he even said it today.
So he never met him. So that means he would have never been at that house before. So what does he mean go back?
That's the question.
That, dude, that just, to me, that really just seals it for me. I just feel like.
Well, I mean, he sort of told on himself like he usually does, you know?
Catherine Willie wants to know, why didn't the prosecutor charge Ernie and Shelby together in that trial? I really don't get that. Well, Ernie and myself, Shelby had told us he committed the murder. So we went up there and told the Kentucky State Police what he had told us. And the Kentucky State policeman, the lead detective, admits on the witness stand that he did not investigate anything any further. Once he had Shelby on tape, because I recorded him the next morning. Once he had that confession on tape, he didn't investigate anything. Like, he had his man, he didn't investigate, he didn't charge. That was it.
Yep.
So it was a mess up. It was definitely a mistake by the prosecution and by the lead detective. I'm sure if he could go back and do it again, he would at least investigate further, so he would at least be able to say that on the witness stand. All things different from the farm. Is all things different from the farm in here? Hey, this is the channel I was watching when Evelyn came on and said I was jealous of Ernie.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but I've actually heard that your channel's pretty good. That was my one visit to the channel, was when Evelyn and Ernie were talking about how jealous I was of it.
I've heard that channel is good too. I think I've watched a couple of their videos. That farm channel that you're talking about.
Yeah.
But man, I have to say, Ernie is definitely a very fascinating character. Very fascinating. His life, just everything, like with his brother, and
it's definitely eventful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, do you think there will be another trial after all this? I do not believe there will be another trial.
How did they come up with that guilt? So you said, okay, it was a hung jury, but they came back.
No, he took a guilty plea.
Yeah, he
did
pled
a plea
guilty.
deal.
After the hung jury, he got a 6-6 hung jury in the jury trial. And then about a year later, he took a guilty plea for 20 years.
So they gave him a plea because 20 years, that's not that bad at all. That's all he got.
He served a bunch of it already. He was the murder was in 2013, and the trial wasn't even until 2019.
Do they does he have to do the whole 20, or is it like 2 for 1 or something?
I think he said something about 85%.
Yeah,
maybe.
that sounds right.
But I think that's with good behavior and all that stuff. So I don't know.
Oh, shit. 20 years is like, for taking somebody's life, that's crazy. But I guess if he had anything, so it was basically, if you take this guilty plea, then instead of going to, they were going to have to go to another trial, right?
Yeah, they were gonna have to put on another trial.
When he got that hung jury, did he remain in jail?
Yes. Yep.
Could he have bonded out, or?
Yeah, he had a bail. It was $1 million, I think.
Wow. I wonder where that rumor, which I've heard you guys talk about in here, it's really an appropriate thing, but where that rumor came from, like, so many people are accusing Ernie of not that DNA thing, not giving his DNA, and saying that they found semen, in the mayor.
Both false.
Like, where did that come from? You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people are saying that.
From Ernie's sister, Amber. She's been saying that since the trial.
That's like, wow. Quite the lie to say.
Yeah.
She's a different character altogether.
All things different on the farm. Yes, Amanda, the one who I famously nicknamed Gutter Slut in my book, was at one point Ernie's girlfriend. the woman who was on your panel that was telling Ernie how beautiful he was and that I was always been jealous of him was a woman named Evelyn. Who
On my panel?
No, on this All Things Different from the
Oh,
Farm.
okay.
All different things on the farm.
Okay.
And that woman, I knew from high school, like, way back in high school. And, I wasn't conceited at all, but she wanted to be my girlfriend and I wasn't ever, that was never, ever on the table. So, I kind of shunned her a little bit but anyway, I've never been jealous of Ernie, but you could tell she was gushy over him.
No, nobody could ever believe that.
Yeah.
Sorry, his life is very unstable.
Yeah.
Nobody's-
Dennis Connor wants to know why Amber hates Ernie. I have no idea. That is his sister, and now she has an unhealthy affection for Shelby, and there's been a lot of talk about inappropriate brother-sister relationships. But now it's even being said that Amber doesn't want to have anything to do with Shelby. So I don't know. It's hard to say. But yeah, she does. Now Amber's a bold-faced liar. I told Ernie that for many years. Amber, like, if you'll hear like my wife talking in the background a couple of times when Ernie was on, after Shelby was arrested, Amber was trying to get Ernie to move to Nashville, Tennessee, saying they had a house out there and Ernie could come and live with them. And my wife's like, Ernie, I just don't, what kind of sense does that make? And, because she's never lived in Nashville, she don't have any ties in Nashville. She's from Harlan and now lives in Hazard. So Ernie did not move to Nashville, and come to find out there was never a house in Nashville. We think that she was trying to set him up to hurt him. Yep. Way back then. So
meet the Shells.
Yeah, it's a
family.
A wonderful, wonderful family up there.
Yep.
No, Ernie's not done anything to me. Whoever's asking that, not really. He says, yeah, I mean, nothing. He hasn't harassed me or anything. He said, got mad and said I'm like a child trafficker or something, or that my chat is, or I support,
human trafficking
and stuff, like he does to anybody who he thinks is not agreeing with him, or if he thinks that you're being mean to him.
Right. That's what I asked him tonight. Like today, I was like, why is it everybody who disagrees with you or doesn't support you for whatever reason?
I know.
Why does it have to be a child trafficker? Why?
Right.
Why can they not just not agree with you? Like, why does it have to be one or the other? Like, either you're a pedophile or a pedophile. What do you say? Protector.
Yeah.
No, dude.
Yeah. And once he gets mad at you, like if he's on panel and he's mad at you, like there's no calming him down. Oh my gosh, I've tried, and yeah, it's a lot of times he gets set on what he's thinking, but occasionally, like he'll message me and like apologize or have you got messages from his supposed, like, I don't know if his publicist or whatever. He told me to message him on Facebook. For some reason, we were messaging because he was on my panel one time. I don't even remember why were contacting each other, but it was nothing like a big deal or anything. I can't remember. And then he told me to message him on another account. I'm like, okay, why? And then once I said, is this the right account? He had somebody named Xander. Oh, you can reach him by his publicist Felicia. Like something like what? Something about his publicist and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yep. You welcome to Ernie's world. Only there will you find somebody who's, you know, not really famous, but needs a publicist and a team, a social media team, and has a team of lawyers that have never actually been seen in court. But yeah, that's Felicia, LOL. Yeah, it's Alicia, right? Alicia.
Yep.
I've got
Oh, really?
I've got 3 different messages from Alicia over the last couple of days, and all of them has had her name. Now these are from her.
Oh my gosh.
Her name's spelled differently.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I could send it to you. It's pretty funny, but it says Felicia Hayville. Felicia.
Felicia, huh?
I didn't even respond to that stupid comment. I'm like, really? You have me message you here to send me that?
Well, I think he wants to come off as being important.
Yeah.
You know, and I guess you just got to understand how he is to see that. But, you know, I don't know why, but I think it's got that, you know, that persona he wants to portray online.
I see people in this chat from my my subscribers, and they're giving me a hard time because I was messaging with Ernie. So they're trying to tease me about it. Like it's something.
Well, good Lord, I hope you didn't send him any pictures because he will.
No, but he tried to do that. He tried to get me to.
Really?
Yes. He started asking me like what I look like.
Oh my God.
We've talked about this on my channel. Yeah.
Did he say something like, boy, you got a pretty mouth?
No, he told me he needed pictures of me because he needed it for sorry, this is funny. For some kind of hold on, I don't want to miss. We've only messaged a couple times.
You're looking at receipts. You're going to quote it word for word.
Yeah.
Jenny Penny says, tell that story about how he was like, I heard you were hot.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about right now. He said.
He sent Ziggy a lot of pics.
Yes, all those are. Can he delete our conversation? They're freaking nothing. I swear, like everything's freaking.
He can delete anything he sent.
Because remember, yeah, JP, remember when he sent all those pictures through Facebook? All those messages are gone.
Yep,
he did that live.
That's what we call here. We call that here a Ernie dirty delete.
But how come my stuff is everything is freaking gone? That is so weird. Besides,
you said.
Well, where he was asking me to send a picture is gone. Unless there's another profile. I know he's had a lot of profiles. Oh, wait, hold on. This might be it. Okay. No, so this is the third profile he's messaged from, which is Operation ROC. So maybe it's probably in here.
Oh, dirty delete. Sean Aslinger knows it. Now listen, Sean, put a 1 up in the chat, Sean, if it's Aslinger. Because I'm going to tell you how Kemper pronounces it. Kemper says it's Aslinger. It's Aslinger, isn't it? You got to look through all his accounts to see how much he
Let's see here,
messages you.
scrolling.
I read his A-Slinger. No, I'm pretty sure it's A-Slinger. A-Slinger. Like the long A, hard A or whatever they call it.
This is irritating me. I've been like scrolling and I can't. Whatever. Never mind.
Yeah, Kemper's asleep. At least he's got his mic on mute, so he can't hear him snoring tonight.
Dude, I've been sitting here talking to this thing this whole time. I'm like, what are they talking about? And I look down and it's on mute. I'm like, good Lord.
So look, Sean. He's telling you, Kemper, 1:55 a.m. A-Slinger.
Asslinger, got it. It's nothing personal, Sean. Nothing personal.
What was that thing you said they used to call you? Kemper the what?
Kemper temper?
Kemper temper. He's got a Kemper temper.
Yeah.
Jenny Penny said, you must have a lot of messages. I had more messages with him than I thought, actually, under that Operation ROC. But because that one day that I was on, we had a live and he was sending us a bunch of pictures to put up of him. Like he was sending me pictures of him with his shirt off and stuff like that to show the ladies.
You gotta love it.
Tons of pictures of himself. So there was a lot of scrolling, but Jenny Penny, did I send you that message?
That's what you're going through is pictures? Is that all he sent? Was that many pictures?
Yeah, it was tons and tons of pictures of himself. All himself.
I'm sorry.
And certificates, like probably fake certificates.
Certification.
Kemper, do you want her to send you some of those photos of Vern?
He didn't respond.
Trying to be nice.
No.
He wants them.
Kiss my ass, Jimbo.
His email address is URNLOVER@gmail.com.
Oh, shit. You funny, boy. You funny.
I was wondering if I sent it to Jenny Penny, like if I text it to her when he was the screenshot of the message that I know I put it on one of my lives, like what he was saying. Why? Because it was funny, his response when I asked him why he was asking for a picture of me. His response, it was like for some kind of like, he has to do some type of checking into something, or I don't know what it was. It was something really stupid. You know how he always acts like it's like
a fickle business?
Yeah, a fickle business.
The fickle.
Yes.
That was a good short live stream of his on his definition.
Oh, my God. These dumbasses, he said. Ain't that what he said? They're stupid. He said, a fickle. Or optical.
Yep. Seriously? I think everybody's turned against me.
What's going on? We're going to use on live out catfish. Oh, Kemper don't need to use Ernie's pictures. He's got plenty of lovers on Life Out already.
I do what I want.
Yeah, he sent a certificate of completion of like a human trafficking course.
Yeah, like you can do that online.
Yeah, and then he sent a picture of him with a Commonwealth of Kentucky.
That's his
Kentucky Colonel plaque. He sent that. How did he end up on that freaking news segment with that reporter?
Which one?
In Kenosha?
Huh?
In Kenosha? the Kyle
Yeah.
Rittenhouse verdict.
Yes.
He went up there and acted like he was important and stood around and found that online reporter and told her how important he was and offered to give her an interview.
So he was probably.
He-
They
he
probably
was-
didn't even know. He was just full of shit.
He was being a
really work-
LARPer, yeah.
He
Yeah.
wasn't really working.
No,
Not at all.
he
As
was
a matter of fact, the lady that we were talking about that had told us he was acting like a kid and he was real
Yeah.
little and everything, he had just left from where she was at.
Yeah.
Like the night before he drove to Kenosha from there.
Yeah.
Wow.
And she ran him off. She told him to get the F out, or he wouldn't. He probably would have still been there and not even went to Kenosha.
Well, he sent me that article to show how important he was, and then him at the Trump.
Yeah,
Is
he
it
went
the
down there.
picture? Sorry, go ahead.
He went down there to Mar-a-Lago to actually be a guest of Donald Trump Jr. And he was going to get an interview with Donald Trump Jr. But for some reason, we still haven't seen that interview.
Yeah.
We did find online on, is it cameo.com or something like that?
Yeah.
You can get your own very, very own personalized interview with Donald Trump Jr. He'll do a video for you for $500.
Oh. Yeah, I've seen people flex with those Cameo things and try to act like, they pay an actress or actor to say something to make them seem like they're friends or. Yeah. He sent me a picture where he looks like he had was whipped all over him.
His back.
Yeah.
And he's looking over his shoulder backwards.
Yeah. What is
Yeah,
that?
that's one of his favorites.
That was when he was running from the whoever imaginary people and was running through the briar thickets and ended up in the hospital on a 1013 in Georgia. So
And that's what that picture's from. So every time you see that, remember Ernie running through Briar Patch.
And I'm looking at this picture you had up on your I've seen it on your channel where he's acts like he's knocking out this big huge guy. Like 3 times his size.
Well, he's 3 times his size in real life, but I've seen him like a
He
micro
looks like he
Ernie.
has to jump up to hit him in the face.
Yep. He's definitely micro-sized.
No, but how did he get that picture? I mean, or how does he? It's all bullshit, right?
Which one?
Like when he was knocking out that dude.
He didn't knock him out.
Yeah, they actually fought. Like we've got the video of the fight. Like
Oh, so that's a legit thing. Okay.
yeah, the dude kicks Ernie through a trailer, actually, through the bottom of the underpinning of a trailer.
Yes.
It's hilarious, man.
I saw that where she was yelling about her 10-year-old.
Yep.
Yes, that's the fight. That's the one.
And Cody is a big boy,
Yeah, he's
but Ernie's a little boy.
yeah.
So it makes it look really weird.
Yeah. Now Ernie did hit him with wasn't a solid punch, but it was like a bitch slap, big looping left smack.
Yeah.
And the dude quit, I'm had enough, Ernie. You don't hit me no more. And then they shook hands, and then Mama came after him again.
So what about that picture of this must be completely photoshopped. He's in front of an army, swearing in.
Are you talking about when? Okay. He claims that he was in the Tennessee State Guard. Okay, which is not military. They're almost like a rescue squad kind of idea, if you will. He wasn't in it very long. He even admits that, and from everything we found, that's all that happened. Is he might have sworn in, and then was out.
And that particular swearing in is where his official document came from.
Yep. The one with the misspell. That's his Tennessee State Guard.
Yeah.
I don't know, but Kentucky
The-
State Guards, like, they go to boot camp and stuff.
And he no, Kentucky don't have a state guard. He's not talking about the National Guard.
No.
The Tennessee has a National Guard too. He's talking about like a voluntary organization.
Yep, like volunteer firefighters or something.
Yeah, and but they did put the military seal of Tennessee on that thing, or photoshopped it and spelled official wrong.
Yeah, I saw that.
We're not talking
Yeah,
about the
it's-
National Guard.
No, it's not the National Guard.
Okay. 'Cause I know
But
they,
that's
like, go to boot camp and crap.
that is what Ernie was trying to portray it as until he was called out on it.
Now, Ernie did join the National Guard in Kentucky.
No, he didn't.
He wasn't in the National Guard with
No.
TJ Brewer and them.
TJ, Ernie wasn't.
I was going to say, and plus he tries to take them pictures with his MP uniform and all that stuff.
Yeah. And it's like the stuff I was talking about with him, his credibility. Like every now and then you will find a document that's real, like one of those certificates online. And he's like now that everything's been called into question, he's got his, through the year of 2022, his bail bondsman or bounty hunters, whatever it is, out of the state of Tennessee. But, the requirements to get that are pretty much you go pay, what do you say, $65 today?
Something like that.
Like that. You go pay $65 and go before the court and swear in, and there you are. You're a bounty hunter.
Didn't they say in the court that that lady, didn't they say he had never been licensed before in that court hearing? Is that what that lady said on that video you have up that says license?
Yes, she did say that. She said that was the defense investigator, and she did not find any license for him to be a bounty hunter, investigator, anything in the state of Tennessee. The Tennessee State Guard is headquartered in Nashville, consists of approximately 500 volunteers. It is authorized by the Tennessee Code Annotated 58-1401, which authorizes the governor to enlist, organize, maintain, equip, and discipline a voluntary defense force other than the National Guard whenever the President of the U.S. calls any part of the Tennessee National Guard into active federal service. Somebody sent me that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Not today. Thank you.
He just doesn't. He seems like somebody that wouldn't have very good long attention span.
He does.
To complete
He does.
anything that would take any long significant amount of time.
Yeah, and that's what shows in his job history too. Like, he has had some security jobs, but he never lasts anywhere. A job, a relationship, nothing. There's nothing long term ever in his life. That's sad too. Like, yeah, voluntary is the key word in that. You're right.
Well, I better get off here. I have to get up early. I told myself I would go to bed early so that I take the pup to the vet for her eye
Oh goodness.
for follow up. Yeah, her eye got scratched, so but I think it's completely healed now.
Well, that's good.
So, but thanks for having me up. I'll probably I'll probably fall asleep with listening if you're still on.
Yeah, we're fixing to probably end it too. I was going to try to stop a little early night, and then you came in and kept me up all night.
I'm sorry.
It seems like we did that over on your channel once before, huh?
Yeah. The reason that me and Ernie came on, you were like, "Well, you can come up. I'm getting ready."
Yeah,
to go.
that was. So I'm glad I did though, because it was a good time. So
That was awesome.
It was awesome. Thank you for allowing that. Really.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you for coming on our panel. And anytime you want to come hang out, let us know.
Awesome.
It'd be
all
great.
right, I'll be back. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right,
All right.
Ziggy. Thank you.
Okay.
If you guys aren't already a Ziggy subscriber, go give her a like and a subscribe to her channel. Always fun. Like, she has her women friends mostly on there a lot of times, and it seems like they just have fun. It's always upbeat,
I think
And,
it's too dark.
No, it looks good. Looks good. Go get me a drink. If you love me, you go get me something to drink. She's gonna get me something to drink. But yeah, they just those they have a good time on there, and that's I enjoyed it. I've watched a few shows, a few of her lives, and especially when the ones where they were giving Ernie hell. So, it's fun, and
Yep.
you guys check it out. If you're not already a Ziggy fan or a Ziggy subscriber, go check it out. See what you think.
Yep.
You saw how super nice she is and easy to get along with. So she even got along with Ernie. She didn't say anything bad about Ernie tonight.
Nope.
It's just what she saw.
She was just laughing at the things he did, the pictures and stuff that he sent,
Hey, throw up a heart for Ziggy. So throw up a heart for Ziggy. I forget all these algorithm things. I need to get some more hearts and emojis and ones and twos in the chat. So we appreciate all the emojis, all of them. After we get done with Ziggy, we'll throw up some poop emojis for Ernie. Mr. Gumby, I didn't recognize you was in here tonight, buddy. Hello, how are you? I think Poon's in the house, right? We appreciate you guys coming in, hanging out. If you missed the live from earlier, go check it out.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
The man, Ernie Shell came on and faced the firing squad.
I do have to give him some props. He did show up. I know why he showed up, but he still did, and he kept his cool for most of the time.
Yeah, and he stayed. I mean,
he didn't rage quit or none of that.
Yeah, and a couple times he barked back and got kind of loud, but not.
But even with that, got out of control.
Yeah. Even with that, I don't think he was classic Ernie. You know what I mean?
No, not at all.
Maybe he is trying to switch some things up. Poon is just hit him. He's a Texas state licensed plumber. People try to take DLs at testing. They've caught several by lowercase lettering.
Here.
I just missed a joke, or
I don't know.
I'm bad with that stuff.
There's government gas money.
She is funny. Give her this money out.
And it's my patient. I'm coming in here and say,
Is she about out?
She got 48 miles. She's not going to make it.
Yeah, I'll get her some gas.
First thing a little brat's going to say is, I need gas money.
Jimbo, please continue to encourage him to get mental help and get away from things. I'm going to. We probably won't have a whole lot more interaction, just to be honest with you. But anytime I do have any interaction with him, I'm gonna hold him to his word. He told me today he was going to get evaluated, so I'm going to remind him and ask him if he's done that, and hopefully he will. I mean, I'm quite sure that if somebody examined him and saw, not just like on one day, but saw the behavior he's displayed, for everybody to see, then they would know there's something definitely not right. I missed somebody.
What's that?
I was just reading through the chats. Let's see, lots of emojis. My CMA license is all uppercase letters, Poon Everlasting. I don't know. DP, Jimbo and Kemper, talk with you later. I'm tired. Good night, DP. Thank you. And thank you for all the emails and information and just companionship and friendship. We appreciate that.
Yep, thank you.
Get proof, Jimbo. What we getting proof of? Not today. I'll get it. Oh, of the evaluation. Yes. If he claims he's done it, I'm going to ask him to show me where and why, and let's
get down to it.
And I'll tell him. I'm going to tell him straight up, dude. And he knows I'll tell the truth. Like, if you go and have an evaluation and get some kind of help, I'm going to tell everybody about it. I promise. I will tell everybody you did what you said you were going to do.
Yep.
So, so maybe that will motivate him to help him to go forward with it. So, guys, let's go through our nightly ending things. Don't forget, post to the community page or email or text message, Facebook message, anyhow you can get it to us. The community page is the absolute easiest, but questions for Shelby.
Yeah.
If you have something you want to know that you don't understand or just curious, ask him. He's been pretty open and answered just about. I think he's answered everything we've asked him so far. So keep those questions coming. Thank you, Catherine. Good night. Good night to you, and we appreciate that. And keep coming back. We'll keep hanging out with us, and we'll keep doing what we do, bringing the truth and trying to provide good content and a good atmosphere. Good atmosphere is important.
Oh yeah.
I'm dying. I can't help it.
You need something, right?
You feed off of your environment, man. You know.
Things like when you're dehydrated,
Uh-huh.
and I bit into it.
Uh-oh.
Now I think I'm dying.
So could somebody post again the link for Mr. Gumby on the Shelby calls? I think it's Not Today 2.0 on YouTube, but there may be an actual link here. If they do, I'll post it up here on the.
There it is.
Here we go. Here we go now. Bam. There you go. Did I miss it? Come up.
There's 2 of them now. We have really great mods. I just got.
There you go. There's the Shelby calls link. Take that and screenshot it, and let's hey, enjoy those things, man. Those are genuine, and yeah, the mods that are working on these, unbelievable. And listen, this investigator is getting the Shelby information. We've got other investigators checking, into backgrounds on other people, Ernie included. We're getting advice and from mods, and they're the ones who keep the stand going. You guys and your support are awesome. And we provide the content, verbally, but these mods, they're the ones who are really, really controlling the puppets. Matt's a puppet. Actually, I'm a puppet. Matt's a muppet.
You're gonna end on a high note. I like it.
But yeah, guys. Tomorrow night is a weekend night. Matt's always working real late, so let's shoot for 12:05. If it's going to be later than that, we should know, within an hour or so before that.
And you'll know before 9.
If so, we'll change it, and I'll post it in the chat. And but hopefully we'll have a weekend edition call from Shelby tomorrow, maybe 2, and we're going to dig for some more information, and I will try to pull up some screenshots of evidence that I feel can be shared without being disgusting, to say that, on the trial. So, like I said, if you guys have got any questions, even if it's not about Shelby, send them to us. We'll investigate or answer, and we won't hide behind anything. We will not say, unless it's true. I don't remember that. So we won't hide behind a generic statement. We'll bring you what we can all the time, every time. So, you all right, babe?
No, I'm dying.
Oh no, she's dying.
Please hurry up. Like I'm
All right. All right, guys. Much love for you guys. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us all night. You ain't really going to the hospital, are you? She's kidding.
I'm kidding, but still.
All right.
No, but seriously, for real, I was just kidding.
Yeah. All right. I'm Jimbo.
I'm Matt.
We are the Stand.